What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Heat Revision podcast. Today we're going to be talking about Shogun, the FX show. But before we get into that, it's me, Mario, also known as Jazzy, and today I'm accompanied with Hav.
Yo.
Six.
Yo.
And yeah, man, make sure to follow us follow the podcast socials, at Heat Revision Podcast. We're everywhere. Make sure to leave a review on Apple or Spotify. If you do leave one, we'll read it right here on pod. Shout you out, of course. And I believe that is it. So Shogun, this show,
Fire.
but the marketing.
That's the end. No,
but the marketing was shit. Am I the only one on that?
I don't know what that means.
Like the marketing for the show, for the show's
I understood the sentence. What do you mean go in detail?
Like, I feel like they didn't market this show really well for how good it was.
Okay.
For real, you didn't see that? Because, bro, when the show was first popping
Wait,
out,
Hav is making a dead fish face right now. What's going on, Hav?
Well, I don't know what that means.
What?
Well, for me, when I saw the trailers, it looked interesting enough for me to watch.
No, that's not what he's talking about. That's not what he's talking about. No.
No. I'm talking about, it wasn't out there, enough. I heard about this show, I think,
For example, perfect example that could help him understand. Barbarian.
Oh, you said it wasn't marketed enough.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because, I swear to God, when did we find out about this show? Like a couple weeks before it came out?
I found out about it maybe a little over a month.
Yeah.
No.
I remember seeing trailers for it.
Bro. Legit, it was a couple weeks before it came out. I was like, damn, what the fuck? How are we just hearing about this now?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of marketing.
And I think the reason they did that, bro, was because they knew the show, because obviously the executives knew it was only going to be one season.
That's true.
So they probably were like, yo, why are we going to spend so much on marketing if it's only going to be one season?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I thought that was, for how good this show was, bro, that's a fucking disgrace. But even besides that, this shit still got amazing reviews. A lot of eyes were watching it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So how we're gonna do this, guys? Just to do a little breakdown of how we're gonna do this review is that obviously we didn't do an episode by episode every week review like we did for Last of Us or the Marvel shows that come out every week. For this one, we decided to do just all 10 episodes in one pod.
Basically, what we did for Monarch.
Yeah, basically what we did for Monarch. We're going to go over all 10 episodes because that's how much there was in this season. And we're just going to go over the main plot points and everything.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with episode 1.
Spoiler review, I mean.
Oh, yeah, spoiler review.
In case it wasn't obvious enough.
Yes, facts.
Spoiler.
So, spoilers. You've been warned. All right. So we start off in episode 1. We start off on a ship. I forgot what the ship name was called, but we basically meet a character called Blackfall.
Erasmus.
The Erasmus, there we go. The Erasmus, right? And we see these soldiers and shit like that. What?
I guess I already have a question. I never understood. At least I forgot, okay. Because we see a random ship, and then we see these guys. Mm-hmm. They're from what? What was it? England.
They're from England, yeah.
England. They get stranded in the jet pans, right? But I never understood what was his actual mission. Was it him going to war with the Christians?
No, that was always a thing. But I think, from what I remember, he was supposed to go somewhere else. What that location was, I forgot. But they got stranded, so they were going back, but they got lost.
Oh,
they got lost,
and that's how they got there.
And that's how they got there, right? They got lost, asterisk, right? And that was his whole plan the entire time. 'Cause I think he heard through rumblings and shit like that, yo, there's this Japan people talking about it's over here, blah blah blah. Because apparently England and I think the Spain are at war at this time, so they obviously they withheld the information from England. So that's why it was kind of like a secret, and why Alvito, the priest in the show, didn't like Blackthorn at all because he was. I don't know, something to do with religion, bro. And the whole religion aspect of the show, it kind of confused me. I'm not gonna lie.
Because, Hav, do you know? Do you have any?
I don't know. I forget. That was explored in episode 2.
Was it?
Yeah, but dude, that was when he comes face to face with Toranaga for the first time, and he meets that dude because he was the translator at the time.
Because remember, he had that book. He had his journal of his plans and stuff.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. I was kind of confused. Was he? What was he trying to? He was at war. He was trying to take out some He tried to take out something. I'm trying to remember.
Take out something?
Like he had a mission. And yeah, it could have been a whole
think it
fucking
was
country, bro. Did you see his platoon, bro? It was like a group of what, 20 men or something?
Yeah,
They're on a specific mission, and that's the thing I was kind of confused.
No, they were the only ones that were left. There was a bigger fucking remember? I don't know if you remember. There was a big ass fucking sea group, but all of them died or they fucking went missing.
Oh, no, I'm talking about initially when they're on that boat lost, heading to Japan. On board that ship, it was like 20 men, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But I wanted to know, like, what was their initial mission? I'm pretty sure, like, they talk about it, no? In the first episode?
From what I see,
second episode? Like,
because maybe the second episode, but from what I have from my notes, I don't have that.
It's fine. I can see if I can find it.
All right, so I'm just going to go over the notes I have here. Yeah. So the year is 1600, and John Blackthorne, that's his full name, finds the country of Japan after 2 years out at sea. The country of Japan is at a civil war right now. When they arrive at this town, because that's where they're taken to, or that's where the ship like kind of just floats, right? John and his crew are taken prisoner, and he is specifically taken to Osaka to meet with Toranaga. Japan's former ruler has died, and the regents have shared power until the Taiko, which is like kind of like he's like the ruler. He's the ruler of Japan. That's what the Taiko is, right? So remember, that's kind of an important detail. The Taiko, the young heir, comes of age. So the Council of Regents, we find out in the first episode, is the people that is the temporary power in place of Japan until this kid, who was the former Taiko's son, is at a reasonable age to become the new one. All right. Let's see. The regents suspect Toranaga of keeping the rightful heir to Japan's mother in his land, and is expanding his rule. So Toranaga at this time, I don't remember why he has his mom, the young kid's mom, but he has his mom in his land. And right now, also Toranaga is expanding his reach in Japan, because Toranaga has a big ass army, like big enough to fight the other regions.
Yeah,
and basically take over Japan. So
yeah,
that's why
they have their own separate armies, right?
Each region, member of the council, has their own army, but none of them individually can defeat Toranaga, which is why they kind of team up. It's like, yo, like, what are you trying to do? Even though Toranaga, as we watched the show, we find out that like he doesn't want to do that, right? But to continue off, so I mean that one doesn't really matter. I mean, there's a scene in this first episode where like I knew how gruesome this show was gonna be, and that's when I believe Toranaga is in front of the Council of Regents, and the Council of Regents are kind of like just like shit talking or like downplaying or embarrassing him. And I don't know if you remember that one guy who was like, "What? How dare you talk to my lord like that? Dumbass. Like, I will blah 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 blah." And during this time in Japan, doing shit like that, like out of nowhere, like that outburst is like a big fucking no, motherfucker. Japan culture at the time was very respectful. You don't go out of line. You follow the way of life in that fucking country. And so because of this, after this meeting is over, he has to commit seppuku. I think that's how you say it. I could be saying it wrong. But basically what that is basically you have to kill yourself because you committed a dishonorable act. And the only way to gain your honor back and to save basically everyone else in your family, quote unquote, right, is doing that and dying honorably for your lord as like, hey, I'm sorry for doing that. Right? But the more fucked up part of this is that dude also, I don't think he did it, but no, he did do it. He had to kill his baby son. Was it his son?
Yeah, his son.
His son, right? And the mother was forced to like live. Like she couldn't kill herself. And I'm just like, dude, no way. What were your thoughts on that?
What a shitty father. That was my thought. Is like if you knew that was the outcome, why act out? Like, and not gonna lie, is like, I get it, right? You have respect for your lord and shit, but like, I'm not gonna flip out. Like, don't you ever talk to my lord like that?
No.
Like, what the fuck?
Knowing you were gonna die.
No, yeah, knowing if you did that, you'll die and you have to kill your baby.
Do you think he knew that though?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
you think he knew that he had to kill his kid though?
No, yeah, because remember they brought was it the mother who killed him? Her son, or was it the dad? Because remember the mother. Or did she hand it off to her?
She handed it off.
Okay, yeah, because remember, she hands off the kid to her dad.
Yeah.
or her husband.
dead.
Yeah. And then the door closes. I don't
No,
know.
she had a no, because seppuku. I guess yeah.
I can show you the word.
I don't fucking know. It's an honorable like death, instead of because what it is, they put the knife like in their belly and they start slicing it open type shit, and then they have someone who second them, which is to cut off their head.
heads, yeah.
And that is like the most honorable like type of death I guess you can have, especially as a samurai. And I think this takes place in the 1600s, I think.
1600s,
and then then that was actually abolished. I think they made it illegal where you can't do that no more, obviously, right?
Yeah.
I forgot when it was, 1700s maybe or something like that. But he definitely knew, man. And to me that kind of bothered me. I'm like, bro, like as a father, right? You have a wife, you have a baby. You should understand, like, okay, I'm the father. I'm supposed to protect them and stuff. Let me not do shit that could put my family in danger. And that's exactly what like throughout the scene, right? We just see we see glimpses of him just like angrily shaking and stuff. And he immediately like gets up to me. I'm like, bro, come on, man, it ain't that deep, man.
Bro, there's another
I'm not
shit.
dying for you, bro.
Bro, there's another scene where I just want to get your opinion on. Remember, it's in the first episode
Yeah,
when
which one?
Blackthorn is like walking in the town, right? Not Osaka, but like the initial fishing village, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
And the mayor of that town, that young guy, right, whose father just died, he takes a piss on Blackthorn.
Oh yeah.
If that was you, what you doing, bro?
Nah, man, it's a rat.
What you doing,
They
bro?
have to kill me,
He took a piss on it. I was like, no.
Well, to be fair, he did it like first, like he like grabbed his like junk and alluded to it. So then obviously the other person caught on. He said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, take this," and that's what happened. So he had it coming, to be honest. And to be fair, if I was stranded,
I was laughing,
if I was stranded in a foreign country, I wouldn't be like lashing out like Blackthorn.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Blackthorn was saying, "Oh, you little rats," blah, 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 like mouthing his word and like pushing him and stuff. Like, bro, what are you doing? You're in a foreign location. You don't know what they're gonna do to you. Like, you want to die or something? Like, I personally would never do that. But to be honest, that was fucked. But come on, man, he had it coming, bro. If I was that other guy, I'd piss on him too, man. Like, come on. What you mean piss on my country, man? Girl? Piss on you. Like, piss on you. Like, piss on you, bitch.
No,
Wait, you said you'd do that?
I'd piss on the dude.
That's crazy. He let another man see his dick is crazy.
He had his face on the ground though. Remember they had him like.
Well, with the guards.
Nah, bro. I'd do this. No, I'd be like, everybody look around.
Turn around.
Everybody don't look.
Don't look. Everybody look
Let
up.
me finish.
That's funny.
But no, I was gonna say.
I can't go with someone's watching.
So after this, right, the entire village is like, oh, he's a savage, he's a barbarian,
He's a
all
barbarian,
all this type shit, and even like with his crew and stuff, and they take him away, they lock him up, and then we see one of the torture methods that they did on one of their crews, and he was boiled alive.
Yeah.
Was
That's
this before this scene, or was this after? I think it was after.
I think it was after.
When I saw that shit, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers don't play, bro.
Yeah.
And actually, this is actually, I guess, a fun little thing we could talk about. I was telling Mario, because back then, the 1600s or whatever the fuck, because back then, any little inconvenience, any little amount of disrespect, you get smoked. Could it be that's why in modern Japan, people are so respectful?
Oh yeah, most likely.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably.
It's like a cultural thing. Like that's why we're so respectful over there, and everybody's super respectful over there.
Yeah.
You know. And I think that plays a part. It's like, yo, man, back then my ancestors got smoked if I
just sneezed.
if I didn't bow down correctly, if I
Yeah.
didn't bow to this person and stuff. And I always thought that culture was like, that shit was like crazy. Because what they allude in the show a lot is how life necessarily doesn't really matter. Life is just expendable. Like life and death is the same. That's how they see it.
Yeah, bro.
And it's super. They always. That's like a big theme in this as well. But anyways, you were saying, Mario.
All right. So to move on. After that scene, we find out that England is at war with Catholic Portugal, and that they have a monopoly trade with Japan, and that's why the Catholic priest there, Alvito, and I forgot the other guy's name, the other dude. That's why they're so against Blackthorn, and why that Alvito tries, when he being the translator for Blackthorn, he's, instead of saying what Blackthorn's actually saying to Toranaga, he says like, oh, he's a pirate, blah blah blah. Look at these books or whatever the fuck. And Blackthorn's like, yo, he's not translating what I'm actually saying. He's the enemy of my queen. I can't fucking, you give me someone else, right?
Yep.
All right, so that's basically everything major that happens in the first episode. For our first episode, bro, I was honestly, I was shocked.
I was intrigued, man.
I was shocked because like I was like, yo, I wasn't expecting this at all, and at the level it was at. What about you guys?
Dude.
Just first episode. I only do it for this one because it's only the first episode. I won't do it for the other ones. But after this episode, what were you guys like? Yo, what is this? What's going on? How good is it? How is it? How
I'm
good
with
is-
Hector. I was intrigued.
You were intrigued.
I wasn't blown away. I was like, oh
No, I was blown away, bro.
I was intrigued.
Really?
I was blown away because I wasn't expecting.
Not
that.
much happens in this one.
I'm trying to remember how it ended. Do you have it?
I don't have how it ended.
He comes
no.
face to face with Toranaga.
Probably,
It ends with him coming to face to face.
But like
the second
off rip, we learned that there's politic issues, right?
Yeah.
Within.
Yeah, that's the shit I talked about with the Council of Regions, all that shit.
Yeah.
And Toranaga, how they're blaming him, all that. That's the politics that we are introduced to in this episode.
Yeah, and then this first episode, we also meet another main character, Mariko.
Mm-hmm.
We meet her as well. She is a translator, summoned to be a translator for the barbarian Blackthorn for Toranaga, and she's another main character
who we know from Monarch.
Oh,
from Monarch. Yeah.
From Monarch.
And I didn't know also because you told me that she's like in her 30s or something.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
early
Man.
30s,
She looks
bro.
way younger than that, bro. That's insane.
I don't know how to do
I'm
it.
slow.
I don't know what they're eating over there in Japan, bro. But
Hey man, I want some of that.
Hector's dead.
Hey yo, what the hell?
You said you're gonna slide, no?
Hey yo,
Or you're trying to slide on the men?
Hey yo, that's you. I want them all. Round them up. Put them in my cage. I'll be back later.
Funny you
Put
say
them in the
cage.
whorehouse, in the tea house.
Oh my
Remember that?
Oh yeah.
They have a whorehouse. That shit crazy,
that
bro.
was funny. Speaking of cage, girl,
Oh my.
that segues nicely to the second episode.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which
'cause
is wait,
when Blackthorn gets caged with that one dude, and that dude basically catches him up on like, well, you see, there's basically what we learned in the first episode. He basically exposition dumps to Blackthorn, so that he's all cut up.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
all right. So the second episode, we also get to see the death of the former Taiko. So the old dude, remember? He's
Oh,
yes,
flashback
yes.
scene.
There's a flashback scene. We see the death of the former Taiko and his son Yaichio. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher these names, guys. So just know that at a time. Yaichio and his mother Ochiba, who ends up we're finding out a little bit more about her later on in the show, but that's his mother. Toranaga is summoned by the ruler of Japan and tells him about the Council of Regents and how they share power until his son comes of age, and that that blood will be spilled. So the Taiko saw this coming. He's like, "Hey, yo, I'm gonna die, and shit's gonna get crazy. So just know that." All right. So Toranaga kind of had a heads up, right? So then we find out more about the journal that Blackthorn had that proved that the priest wasn't lying. That he had proof of piracy enough to warrant his death. But the father, Alvito, the young translator, warns that if they expose Blackthorn's crimes to the Japans, right?
Yeah.
To the Japans, that their own secrets may be revealed. So they decide to hold on to the journal, which is crazy, right? So Toranaga meets Blackthorn and they converse until they are interrupted by a rival chief and orders Blackthorn to go back to prison for safekeeping, which is the scene. This is the scene that Javi was talking about right here. Right when Blackthorn's on his way to be executed, Yabushige. There we go. Thank you, Ab.
This is like the Fushigi.
Yeah,
Like
right.
the ball of Fushigi.
Yeah.
Don't even talk about that, bro.
Why? You buy that? Yeah.
I never bought it.
I thought you did.
No, I never bought it. I thought it was real though.
Yeah, I thought it was real though.
I thought it was real too, bro. I wanted it too.
Wait, you said you bought it?
No, I said I wanted it.
Oh, yeah, no, I never
no.
bought that shit, bro. It's a disgrace.
Yabushige stages a bandit attack and rescues him. Blackthorn exposes the Portuguese plan to Toranaga. The episode ends with the deadly shinobi attack as an assassin posing as a maid attempts to kill Blackthorn before he can cause more harm to the Catholic cause. So you know what I'm talking about?
I forget.
So this is basically he's back in Toranaga's house or some shit like that, and a shinobi dressed as a maid basically infiltrates that
this was
shit.
cool. This is where I was like, oh shit.
And the shinobi, Toranaga being the smart motherfucker that he knows, he's like, hey, you can sleep in my room.
Oh, they
motherfucker."
swap rooms, right?
They swap rooms.
And then Toranaga like fights him off.
Yeah, but
Yes.
And they were alluding like, oh, he was like that. Toranaga was trying to get assassin, but he's like, no,
They were after.
he took my room. They were after the engine. which is
Anjin.
Blackthorn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
bro.
Anjin is Japanese for pilot.
Pilot, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they
bro.
found out that he was like the pilot of his ship.
Yep.
So the entire show they call him
Anjin-sama.
Yeah, Anjin.
But yeah, man, that's how the episode 2 ends.
That was okay. That hooked me though. I was
That's the one
like,
where it
oh,
hooked you?
shit, what's going
I
on?
was
It
hooked
was
at number one,
that's
man.
where it hooked me too.
Yeah.
It was the second episode where I was like, okay, this
All
is
right.
where it's starting to pick up.
Okay, so now we're in episode 3, and Toranaga tasks Yabushige. What would you say? Yabushige to get Blackthorn out of Osaka. Toranaga makes up a plan to sneak out of Osaka Castle. Toranaga walks into a trap by the Kiyamas samurai, wanting to kill Blackthorn. And this is, remember, they're walking through the woods at night, and there's a whole fight scene right
Yeah,
here.
there's an ambush.
Yeah, there's an ambush there, right? Then we find out that Mariko's husband sacrifices himself, allowing the
Oh,
group
dude, that
to...
was crazy.
Yeah,
I was like, good riddance.
this is no for me. This here, bro, is like I had respect for this man. I was like, no, hell yeah,
died.
because this is when Toranaga was like this. Hey, he said something. I forgot what he said.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah,
And like he just
that.
like takes a knee or something. Did he take a knee? I can't remember. He takes a knee or like something.
The soldier
He-
or
yeah.
Toranaga.
No, the
other
soldier.
dude.
I thought he
Like,
bowed.
with his hand like this.
Buntaro, right?
Yeah, Buntaro. I think something
Yeah,
like that.
he bows or some shit, and then he's out there fighting like
Yeah,
it's a
bro.
1v30, bro.
Bro,
Like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
man.
Yeah.
And he was fucking him up when
was,
he
bro.
went down that ramp. I was like, yo, he's fucking y'all. Oh, y'all can't fuck with him. But
That shit- yeah, that
he
shit was-
basically
Did y'all
sacri-
actually think he died though?
No,
I thought he died.
I thought he
No,
died.
no, yeah,
I thought he
I knew he was
died.
I
gonna be
legit
alive.
thought he died. For
Because
real?
it's like, how do you survive that?
It's a 1v30, bro.
Yeah,
I know,
there's, like,
but
so many of them.
I knew he was gonna be alive because it's the. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. It's
I
the
didn't think of him
typical-
as important though.
No,
They
it's
didn't
not that
really
he was
establish-
important. It's an old Hollywood trick, bro. If you don't see him die on screen, he ain't dead.
I mean, yeah,
That's
you're
true.
right.
If you don't see him get actually decapitated or stabbed on screen, and he died off screen,
That's
he ain't
true.
dead. And you notice that a lot of movies and TV shows use that method,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, he goes out and okay, like here's an example,
I
right?
didn't see him die.
Here's an example, right? And it's not a spoiler for you because you've played the video game. The first season of The Walking Dead, right? The Clementine one.
Yeah.
Remember, it was alluded to that.
Well, spoilers, everybody.
Well, hold on. How far did you get into the second season?
I'm in the house.
Never mind. I was about to spoil some shit. I'll take that back.
Oh shit! I told you this before.
I take that back. I was about to spoil some shit for you. Never mind.
and the people listening. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, no, I was about to fuck some shit up for
Maybe
you.
another
My bad.
example. What's another? Any other example? But no, I know what you mean though.
Fast and Furious?
And you're right.
Well, no,
Fast and Furious?
no, man,
Yeah.
they don't die off screen. They just straight up die, and then it just so happens they're alive now.
That's fine.
That was
The car's in flames. Oh, that's a wrap.
Remember we see
Goes
the in the last one we literally see the airplane explode, Hector. And I looked Hector. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah,
bro,
yeah,
they're still
yeah.
alive. Watch.
Probably.
probably.
Oh my god.
But yeah, man. But you see how it was off screen though.
No, yeah, you're right.
Like
I just
the
assumed,
plane
bro.
goes.
I just assumed just because it's like, all right, bro. There's like 30 men. Bro.
there's
No,
no
yeah.
way.
There's no way
You
one
escape.
person. There's no way one person could take 30 men besides like unless you're Mario, right? You
This
could
motherfucker.
definitely take on 30 men if you're a Mario. But in this situation,
For me, it's
No-
like I need
no
to
one-
see a body, because obviously he dies off screen.
No, yeah.
But if they go back out to the woods, oh fuck, man, here he is. He's got,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
he's got like hella swords in his mouth, like Mario.
hella. Wait, what's his name? Hella swords in his mouth. Like what?
Like Mario.
Like Mario. Just replace him with dicks.
Oh my god.
But you know what I mean? Like I was
No,
like,
yeah, you're
okay,
right,
he
you're
might
right.
still be alive because Hollywood tends to do this shit a lot,
you're
where they
right.
die off screen. So like, I either need to see a body or show me a flashback scene where he's getting killed or some shit like that. Otherwise, I think there's a good chance he's alive.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought like, but to be okay, this is the part where like we know that he's kind of like a shitty husband. To
Yeah,
Mariko.
that's why I said good riddance.
yeah, type shit.
because
So-
he kept like being like he's like that assertive motherfucker in the
yeah,
family.
like he was treating her really.
You have
bad.
my son laughing like he's the maid ladies or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
He's one. Yeah.
and like we find out that like Mariko's. Well, it's not this episode. I can't remember, but we eventually find out like why Mariko has like her own demons that she's going
Yeah.
through. and
Yeah.
shit.
I got confused with that part.
We could talk about it.
Yeah,
We can
yeah,
talk about
yeah,
it when we
yeah.
get to it. But so as they're leaving the harbor, Toranaga has to make a deal with the Christians, the Christian ship, and he says he agrees to build a church in Edo and leave Blackthorn behind. But that doesn't happen. Blackthorn somehow manages to escape that harbor, and Toranaga's like impressed by this. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, he managed to escape his like certain doom or whatever the fuck, right? And so after that, it's daytime, and Toranaga, impressed by this, he gives Blackthorn the title of Hatamoto for his
bro.
heroic actions at the harbor.
I was like,
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Boy.
For me, okay, so here, side tangent. What's Osaka?
Osaka's
Osaka's
a
a city.
It's a
A
city.
city. What's Ito?
Another city.
Ito, yeah, probably.
It was another city. Okay.
A town or a city, one of the two.
Okay. And Ito is not that like fisherman village that we saw in episode 1.
No, I don't think that's Ito.
No, I don't think that's Ito.
okay.
No. I think Ito's an actual like city.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. It's like it's where like Yabushige, like that's like his area. Is that the village you're talking about? Like his uncle, remember like that other
The
guy?
one where they first arrive at. In the
Yeah,
first
no, that's
episode.
not Ito. I don't think
Okay.
that's Ito. No.
Okay. I was always like, they keep saying like random. That's another thing that's kind of like conflicted with the show is like names. Names threw me off a lot in this show because like there were certain characters I knew their names. There's other characters that I don't know their names.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was hard for me to remember who this character was again. Like this young Asian boy with a sword looked a lot like this other Asian boy. So I'm confused as to who did what and like. Another thing that's one thing that like confused me too, and another thing too is that I feel like I better remember characters linked to their names, and even the names don't help me out all that much.
No, the names are
Yabashige,
tough.
Toranaga, and like
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude,
Ishido.
yeah, and it's like for me, I was just like, for me, one thing that confused me a lot watching the show is keeping track who was who.
Yeah.
Like I knew Mariko because that's from Monarch, and I knew Toranaga because that's Hiroyuki Sanada, and he's been in a bunch of shit. So from like he's literally Scorpion from the Mortal Kombat movie,
Oh wow.
and he was
the new
also
one?
like the live action one. He's Scorpion. He was also in Endgame, which by the way celebrates 5 years.
Who is he in Endgame?
really?
He was the samurai dude that fights against
Mark, are we
Hawkeye.
on episode 3?
Yes, 3.
We're in 3.
In Endgame, he was remember when we jumped 5 years later and Hawkeye is now Ronin and he's in Japan and he fights with that one dude with the sword and kills him
That's him?
until Black Widow finds him.
Oh.
That's him. But he's been in other stuff. Like he's just been in a lot of movies and TV shows. So I knew who the actor was and he has a good belt. Like I knew them, but meeting new characters, I was like, okay, I'll remember Ishido because he's the villain basically. He's like the one villainized, like he's the big one, right? Yabushige was like that double agent guy, and then Buntaro, okay, he's a piece of shit husband, but like it was like I started meeting other people, and I'm just like I can't keep track of it.
It's definitely it is most definitely confusing.
I
I
will say-
think near the end,
To be honest with you, I just think it's because it's just like what's it called? Because we're kind of technically foreigners. Mm-hmm. We're not familiar with like those names. That's why they sound the same to us.
Right. No, that
Like
yeah.
that's the issue.
And also, y'all could cook me, y'all in the comments, and even you too. I don't give a fuck. I honestly don't. I watched this show in English dubbed.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
The actor's face was funny. The actor was just like, wow.
No, I watched
I
it
don't
English
know.
dub. For me, I watched it where it was, where like when the Japan's people were talking, it was in English. So like I was literally dubbed in English. But when they're talking to Jack and Blackthorn, where they don't understand, then it's in their Japanese with subtitles. But I watched it English dub because I'm just like, it's hard enough for me to memorize these faces and the names.
Yeah.
I can't be reading subtitles as I'm trying to watch what the fuck is going on. So to me, it was just easier to just have it English dubbed so I could just focus more on what was going on with the show.
Wait, I'm confused. You said that when they talk with Blackthorn, it was in Japanese,
Yes.
and then when, let's say, if it was Ishido and Toranaga talking, it was in English.
It was in English.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because they have to illustrate to the show that Blackthorn's not understanding
Yeah.
what the Japanese people are saying.
Yeah.
So when they would talk to Blackthorn, it was all Japanese with subtitles. And then Blackthorn would respond in English, Mariko would translate, and then back and forth. But if it was Mariko and Toranaga talking in private, they would talk in English. That's where the dub comes in.
Oh, okay.
I watched all 10 episodes in dub.
Interesting.
Because I was just like, I feel like I'd just be better. Because, dude, honestly, getting through the first episode was tough. I'm like, who are these people? Who is this guy? They're climbing down the cliff, bro. I don't know who these people are. I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
I had to go. That's how I told Mario about the episode guide. By the way, guys, Mario on the FX website, you can there's basically episode breakdowns of every single episode for the show. That's what Mario used to make his notes. The reason I found that was because I was like, what the fuck
is
happened in
this
this episode? Half this shit I don't know what happened or who's who because I'm too busy reading the subtitles and reading what they're saying
yeah.
than paying attention to what the fuck was going on in the show. So when I finally got the rundown, what happened the first episode, I was like, all right, bet. Well, clearly this is not working. I'm like, well, on Hulu, there's an English dub version. I was like, let me try that. And I watched the second episode like that, and I was like, way better.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I could focus more now. So all 10 episodes, I watched this English dub.
Personally, I didn't have that issue. Like
neither.
watching,
And I know y'all gonna be like, oh, looks someone doesn't watch anime, blah blah blah. Like I already know people are gonna. I don't give a fuck. Y'all think I give a fuck?
Nah. I mean,
not even
I
that,
personally
bro.
didn't have that issue. It's probably because I'm like used to it because I've seen some anime before. I don't know. I never really had that. When I saw the first episode, I saw it like how it was.
Yeah, intended.
And I wasn't confused. I'm like, all right. The only
I
thing
thought
I
it
was
was cool.
confused is the only part that I was actually confused was Blackthorn's motives. I didn't really understand like his motives. I was kind of confused on there. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So like,
For me, I knew
he's
his
a
motives.
pirate, or like, okay, is he trying to go on war with the Catholics, or what the fuck? Like, did he go to Japan on purpose? Was it a mistake? Like, I was kind of confused with his ordeal. Everything else, like the politics and shit's going on, I'm like, okay, shit, okay, I understood. But that was pretty much
For
it.
me, I think I understood it. It's just that it was explained 7 weeks ago.
No, that's true.
I don't
No, it
remember what
yeah,
was
It was
said.
a while ago, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it doesn't really matter because as you get further into the show, that whole like his mission wasn't really
It's not really
in the forefront anymore.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
bigger shit's going on, and let's face it, the show is being called Shogun. It's implying that Toranaga will be Shogun. It's really his story, and we're really focusing with what the story involving him and Ishino and the regions is really
it's 'cause
pushing forward.
I guess the only reason why I say that is because of his missions, because of like in his journal, right?
Yeah,
That played a big part with the Christians, and the whole Christians ordeal was tied with Toranaga's plan. He's like, oh, I could use the engine for this because he's this and that. Like, and that's the part I was like, okay, I want to make a bridge to this gap. I kind of understand it, but I never really did. But going back to what you said, you saw it dubbed. Obviously, the only English part it was with Mariko and fucking
Blackthorn
and
when they would
Blackthorn.
talk, or it was English between him and the Spaniards, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
those
yeah,
scenes
yeah.
too.
And what's actually pretty cool, I don't know if you have this more like in your fun facts or like your notes or whatever, but if you do, like maybe elaborate it more. What I thought was cool is because this during the 1600s, when you're gonna hear a lot of them say, "Oh, like do you speak Portuguese?" but they're speaking English.
Yes.
In the story, they're actually speaking Portuguese, but they substitute it to English. So like for us, for the audience, and I thought that was pretty because I was confused. I'm like, what the fuck? That's not even Portuguese, bitch. That's English.
Your Portuguese is really good.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
what the hell? That's English, buddy. So I was confused. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And so I did some research, and then that's pretty much it. So they're really speaking Portuguese.
So in like an IRL, they would speak Portuguese.
Exactly.
my
The
bad.
story is Portuguese. Like whenever they spoke, it's actually Portuguese.
But for us,
But for
Hollywood,
us,
it's English.
They put it in English for us.
Ah, okay.
Mario, you didn't catch it. There'd be times where like I think Toranaga said, "Oh, Mariko, like, is your Portuguese good enough to talk to the engine or some shit like that?"
Yeah, I caught that.
Yeah, so
Oh, I
like,
didn't catch that.
and that's what I was
I don't
confused. I'm
remember
like, what the hell? But yeah, so technically the story, yeah, it's because of that. Like they're speaking Portuguese.
But also, what's weird is that, damn, in the 1600s, England people were talking Portuguese.
yeah, I actually looked into that, and I looked into it when the first episode or two. So I forgot, but it had something to do with during the time there was a majority of people spoke Portuguese during that time. I forgot. I could look it up. I could look it up more. I could look it up.
It
right
makes
now.
sense because the Spanish were conquistadors. They were conquistadors.
shit.
Yeah, so it makes sense why everyone was speaking
I'd have
that.
to ask Hector about that, bro.
I'm gonna-
Hector's the history buff, dude. I was never really good in history.
Dude,
Honestly.
Awesome real shit, dude. Like I enjoyed history, bro. It was like I hated math though. Fuck math.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
excelled in math.
Fuck math, bro. I mean, I did. I mean, I passed math. I mean, I think I got like an A- or something. But that's because like, oh, I would force myself to practice and shit. But man, fuck that shit. I like history because it's like, oh shit,
This,
like,
this actually happened.
this really happened. Like, oh, this and so did this, so and so did that. And remember, I think it was our sophomore. I can't remember if it was our sophomore or junior year. Where we're learning about like the Roman Empire and like Greece and Sparta and shit.
I'm
like,
trying to
yo, this
remember.
shit lit as fuck. Like Aristotle's of G, bro. Like
That's funny, bro. Because you know how like the whole like guys are into the Roman Empire and shit.
Yeah.
I never understood that because I was like, I was never obsessed with the Roman Empire. I was more obsessed with like World War One and
That's
World
me,
War
though.
Two.
I guess, dude, it's because the story of Roman Empire is insane.
No, yeah. From
Like,
what I remember,
the manage that they conquered so
Yeah.
many countries like by force and like
Yep.
they created this empire was like what the fuck, and the fact that
it crumbled.
the downfall was like actually crazy. So it's really, I don't know, man. I fuck with it. But anyway, sorry, I was gonna look up that shit. I got into this shit. Hold on.
Nah, you're good.
But
you're good.
as you keep going, I'm gonna fact check this.
All right, then I guess if you're gonna fact check that, I'll get into one of the fun fact I got. So in this episode, obviously we got that fight scene, right? And then we see Mariko use that one fucking long fucking sword shit. And when I first saw that, I was like, bullshit.
yeah.
They just did that for like the show, right? I was like, there's no way she knows how to do that. Apparently, I was wrong. Not only so the I have it here on the FX guide. It has not only men of the samurai class fought in battle in the Sengoku period. There are examples of women fighting alongside men, especially when defending a castle from an enemy attack. They were called the Onamusha. Basically means female warriors.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
It says in the TV series Shogun, characters who speak Portuguese in a story use English for the audience comprehension. This is because the show is produced in America and Portuguese was a major world language in the 16th century, and no one in Japan would have spoken English. But that's pretty much it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was a very everybody.
I must have missed that, bro. I swear to God.
Really, because
Yeah.
they reference it like more than once, bro. I think
No,
the
I don't
first two
remember.
episodes, and
Well,
I was
it's the
so
first two.
confused. Like it bugged me, bro. I'm like, why does these motherfuckers keep saying, "Oh, your Portuguese is really good"? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that shit English, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm speaking it right now.
Yeah.
So I did some research. I'm like, what the fuck going on? Like, hell no.
no,
I'm
that's
gonna go to
funny.
Japan and start.
Where did English come from? Where did that originate from?
English and
I don't know.
English originated from England, like from Britain. That's where original English came from. Yeah,
I'm
bro.
gonna say I would assume so.
That's why they're called English people.
Right.
And the reason, and like actually,
But it's just funny because like they started speaking Portuguese.
yeah.
So where'd the transition to English? Like, how does that happen?
That's something I don't know.
I can
That's
look it up.
fucking
I'm
weird.
actually gonna look it up.
To me, that's weird.
I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
look it up.
hey,
I
welcome-
actually have.
I thought English would have originated in England and then like other places of the world speak Portuguese. You know, because like English, right? It started from there. So that's for me. Like that's where I'm like, how the fuck do they just? That'd be like us in the United States speaking English. Then out of nowhere, like some other language just came out of nowhere.
No, yeah.
Like, well, this like 100 years from now, like yeah, bro, Klingon just started in the United States. It's like, bro, what are you talking about? What do you mean, girl?
No, yeah, I'm actually gonna look it up. How I'm gonna get you the answer, but I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah.
But the way English is spoken over there, like in Britain and stuff like that, you know, with that accent, that's actually like English. That's
Oh.
like the original English like language. That's
Yeah.
how they talk. And then the way we speak English, like Americanized English, that's just Americanized. Like we did that shit. So you know, it's super weird because like I'm speaking English, but it's not like authentic English.
Yeah.
Bro. Kind of like Spanish. The Spanish that's really like authentic would be from like Spain. And so obviously because Spain
With
exactly
that lisp
and,
shit.
and Spain and they when they came over and shit, they were like, you know, colonizing and whatever. That's how what's it called? That's how Spanish originated. That's how like Mexicans came about and stuff, and that's
They
how we
low-key
took their
killed our
Spanish.
language. Like the Mexican, like our actual language is not Spanish. It's some other one, but because of that.
So technically, our Spanish, like the way we like Mexicans or whatever, like it's Spanish, but it's not like
How they
like the
speak it.
founded Spanish. It's super weird, bro. And it's even Portuguese. Portuguese sounds like Spanish a little bit too. It's super strange,
Yeah, a
man.
little bit.
Like a lot of people in South America speak Portuguese, like Brazil and all those different countries. It's crazy, man. It's so weird, huh? Actually no, better yet, who like woke up one day and said, "I'm speaking facts." Like I'm no, listen, like I'm speaking this. Like this is called a cat. No, it ain't. How do you know? You right. Let's just call it that. You know what I mean? Let's make an
No, I
alphabet.
know what you mean.
Let's write. Let's do like who the fuck doing all that? That's crazy.
we don't know, man.
You know what I'm talking about? It's kind of like one of those funny questions will say like how I want to know what the guy was thinking who like found out that he could milk a cow.
Yeah.
Cause one person saw that cow and said, "Yo, what the fuck?
If I squeeze it, what happens?
Let me grab that." No, I'm serious.
I
Let me
know.
grab that shit.
I know.
Oh shit! What is this liquid? Let me taste it.
No,
It's so fucking weird, man.
yeah.
It's super weird when you really think about it. It's like, how'd you know?
Yeah.
Or like for chocolate, right? You know, chocolate. They come from like those cocoa beans, or those I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
But you have to. I forgot the wording. I think you have to like
I don't know.
deferment them, or I don't fucking know.
Some
guys.
shit,
I'm
yeah.
stupid, man. I'm not coloring, whatever. Point is, you're supposed to take out the cocoa beans and let them sit out for I think a couple of hours or a couple of days or some shit.
Oh, fermentate.
For that's what that is, right? So you have to do that for chocolate, right? And they get spoiled, like they smell bad, and like you have to do certain steps. My thing is like the person who invented chocolate. How do they know? It's like, you know what, hey man, let me cook. Just sit this bitch out, like let it rot, and then we'll see what we can do with it. It's like, you know what I'm talking about?
It's bad though.
It's like, nah.
Yeah.
It's no.
Something
Probably,
good could come
you know
from
what
this.
they did? Probably one day it's like, damn, the fucking cocoa beans went bad. It's like, well, we hungry though. What can we do? Oh shit! And like, it's super weird.
Yeah.
Shout out to them though.
Shout out to the OGs.
Just like how we know certain things are poisonous.
Yeah.
It's because of other people that
Who probably
unfortunately
died from it.
passed
Yeah.
from that. Yo, berries. Let me eat that. Dead. Oh, we can't touch those berries. Ain't that crazy, Hive? Shout out to our ancestors. Shout out to
the OGs, man.
Shout out to the OGs, bro. Because of y'all, we're living lavish right now.
We living life. We living life.
Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I could, like back then, bro, they had to like scrape like beetles and berries. I could go right now and get Popeye's chicken sandwich. Put some honey on that bitch. Like, you know what I'm talking about? That's crazy. Okay, anyway, sorry. We're sorry, tangent. Let me look this up. What was it? Oh yeah. How did English like? Why was Portuguese the most spoken? Was it the most spoken?
No, we already talked about that. I was talking about.
Oh, it was just a major world.
Right.
language. And then what was your question?
I said, how did English just come about?
Okay, I got you.
What you were saying, Mario?
All right.
You said Mariko with a long sword that wasn't mine.
So basically, because I thought it was bullshit. I thought they were just doing some Hollywood shit, like, oh, they don't want to make her use this. I thought it was fake. But here it actually explains, like, no, it's actually a thing. Basically, they were called Onamashu, female warriors, right? And there are a few records of like them actually doing shit, but there are tales. One includes a famous legend, included that of Tomoe Gozen, who assisted the warlord Minamoto no Yoshikana in his battles. Some women even became the lord of the castle, and they were called Ona Joshu, or female castellan. In the absence of their husbands, such as legendary Lee Naotora, who prevented the downfall of the Lee clan by becoming their leader. The weapon of choice for the Onamashu was the Naginta, which is what Mariko was using that long. That's what it's fucking called. A pull weapon with a curved blade at the top. It was easier for women to wield than spears or swords. They could keep distance from the enemy, and gravity helped them swing the Nagita down, reducing their disadvantage in physical strength. Did you find it, Hector?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, bet.
Turns out it goes even way back. Hav.
For real?
It goes way back than in Europe or England. It says right here, English is a West Germanic language.
Germanic?
Yeah, bro. That's what it says here. Language that originated from, I don't know how to say this word, Ingvaanic, also known as North Sea Germanic dialects from the 5th century. It came to be spoken over the most of the territory of Anglo-Saxon kingdoms, which I guess he was. Who is this guy? Basically, the language is brought to Britain in the mid 5th to 7th centuries AD by Anglo-Saxon migrants from what is now known as Northwest Germany, Southern Denmark, and the Netherlands.
Wow.
And like that's known as Old English.
Huh.
So that's like old English, and I guess the New English was like the whole Britain shit back in the 4th or 5th, 7th century.
Uh-huh.
And then now we got the third type shit, which is us, me saying type shit.
Yeah.
Right?
That's funny. Then we got the third generation of English, which was me saying dead ass.
Like type shit.
Yeah.
Right? So like that's where we got the
Hell
English
nah.
from. That's super weird. I don't know who this guy is. Anglo-Saxon.
No, I mean, I never fucking heard
like
of it
some
either.
type of kingdom
Probably played
type.
the saxophone.
You said a saxophone?
He probably played it.
You
Oh
played,
my God.
You played the saxophone?
What the fuck?
No, but probably, man. Shit, dude. But yeah, I guess it goes way back. But at the end of the day, man, we will never truly know
Yep.
who invented it, who started it, or whatever the fuck. Motherfuckers just woke up and started speaking and understood each other. Like, like
Facts. That's facts.
we could low-key create our own language.
We could.
We could. It would never go nowhere. But we could technically.
I know, bro.
We could be like,
only us three can understand it.
I could be like, rap, and that means you a bitch.
Hell no.
Write that down. Right? How do you spell that? We got to make our own alphabet. Our own,
hell no.
our own like.
That's
fuck
funny.
that, bro.
For real.
That's crazy.
But
Shout out to them though.
what's it called? Hey man, shout out to our podcast, bro, where you learn not just about movies and reviews and shit, but the history of the world. Yeah,
History of the world.
history of the world,
And just,
bro.
you can hear us like not pronounce things.
Yeah, right.
We suck at English. That's funny.
That's funny. But that was basically a little like fun fact for episode 3. We're now in episode 4. So then we have we're back in that little like sea village, little fishing town village. My bad.
That one, the one that Hav is like talking about.
Mhm. And then we find out that a character we get introduced to, her name is Fuji, is ordered to become Blackthorn's consort for only 6 months.
Oh yeah, and Fuji is
Wasn't she the wife
she was the wife of the dude that like
Disrespected that dojo.
and, like,
Had-
killed
who had
himself
his-
and his baby.
and the baby?
That's who she
And like
is.
they had them cremated, and now she has them in like boxes. Like, she has a separate box of her husband and a separate box for her baby.
And then we also find out that Blackthorn is surprised when he finds out he has to stay in Japan for the next 6 months. I think Toranaga orders this for him.
Yeah. Also, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
What exactly is a consort?
Someone who
consort?
follows you around, like your assistant. A
Like
maid.
like assistant and freaky deaky.
Yeah, that, bro.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
took it as first, not an assistant.
Well, actually, no,
no,
you're
yeah,
right. That's what it was.
That's my
First.
side
Yeah.
piece.
That's what it was first. Yeah, it's someone that like just you order them around, bro. And like if you want sex, she gonna give it to you. You feel me?
Yeah. Okay, that's
Like-
what I had a feeling.
Like
I had a feeling.
like, hey, bro, like I don't know what made them like stray away from that culture, but like we should bring that. We should bring that. Low
So
key,
a
they was,
pimp.
low-key they was cooking.
So a pimp.
Well, no, because a pimp you have multiple. A consort's just one. I think, like for the house, I think.
Yeah, for the
If anything,
the
Toranaga was
samurai's
pimping.
house.
Low key, he was. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I think it's like a pimp and shit. But like, it's different because back then it's like okay, I like you have to do this, and if not, you're dead. Right here is like like pimping. Like I gotta pay the bitch. Like what the fuck? Actually, I don't even know. I'm not pimping out here. What the fuck? I don't fucking know. Point is, man, that's what that is, Hav. It's like consort or some shit.
Yeah.
And then obviously, when we find that out, Blackthorn was like, nah,
Hell
I'm
no.
good, bro.
Respect.
Like, respect. But, I mean, you could cook me food. You do my laundry. But, nah, we ain't fucking.
But what's it called?
You're a better man than me.
What's it?
No, but to be honest, though, it is kind of fucked. Because I think at this point, Blackthorn knew, like, her situation. Like
Yeah.
she knew about like her husband and the baby and stuff like that. So it makes sense that he wasn't really interested in shit.
So after that, we kind of see Blackthorn struggling to adapt to his life in Japan, and that's when Mariko, there you go, teaches him about the eightfold fence, which is like some Japanese poem, I think it was, hoping he will find inner peace. And this is an important scene because like we kind of see like an actual one-on-one where they actually start like bonding. They've been through shit already the past 2 episodes or 3, I believe, but this was like one where it's like, yo, she's actually like low-key like trying to help him out, actively reaching out to do this. So I thought it was a cool scene. Omi demanded Omi, who is the mayor. This is a cool scene. I'm writing this.
Omi is the nephew of Yabushige.
Yeah, that guy. Remember him? He had like his haircut.
He had like a ball. Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy. That's Omi.
I forgot his name.
Well,
I'd see him a lot.
Omi.
I'm like, who is this Zuko looking ass?
This motherfucker would say that.
that was him.
Zuko is way better than that motherfucker. This is a cool scene, bro. This is where we see that consort, like we see it actually. This was a cool scene. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh hell yeah, fuck Omi.
I was like, oh yeah.
I know you. I knew you were gonna laugh.
Oh fuck. Hold on. It scrolled down for some
deleted
fucking
I could take it from here, girl. I just have the website. Shout out to the website, man. There's no plagiarism here.
hell no.
Technically, no plagiarism. It's the website. Come on, girl.
Okay, so Omi comes to Blackthorn's house and he's like requesting his present for something I forgot, but he demands Blackthorn's guns, and the consort does her duty and defends Blackthorn. So like Blackthorn gives it to her and is like, "Hey, defend these weapons," and then Omi's like, "Give me the fucking weapons." And because in Japan's culture, it's like, "Hey, you serve the samurai of the house. In this house, it's Blackthorn, and you do it until death. Like it's either you serve him or you fucking die."
Yeah.
So she legit aims the fucking musket. I think that's what it was. A musket at Omi. And I was like,
16th
yo.
century. What
I don't know what the
that?
fuck. The cool thing is
I'm
my
gonna
mind
look
is
it
a
up
fucking Omi.
because I think that was the only
like
types of guns.
Yeah, right.
And like they shot like mini cannonballs, I think.
Yeah, or like was there like a
some
bunch
shit.
of them, or is it just one?
I'm gonna look at it right now.
But either way, it was a cool scene because it's like it's showcasing like, yo, she really is committed to to serving the Lord or whatever the fuck you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
So that was a cool scene. All right, to move on. After that, Ishido's right-hand man, Jozen, arrives with a message demanding that Yubishige fidelity, his own deception has finally been exposed, but Omi comes up with and does it to save his uncle, which is to manipulate. Oh, okay, I remember. So this is when
Was it the flint knock?
is it that? No, the Flint Knock's smaller. Remember? That's what like pirates use. That shit's way smaller. I could have sworn.
Oh, was it?
I remember it's like skinnier, and what he was using had like a bigger hole.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
You know what I'm talking? Because I only know this because we
Like
played.
I found the picture, but I don't know what the gun is called. Century German holster pistol by Peter Salter.
Oh, this guy.
Peter Salter was a gunmaker in the North Rhine-Westphalia town of Legmo. In the late 16th, 17th centuries. All right. Well, yeah, it's like it says right here. Our pistol, fully stocked flintlock, features a 2-stage Brescian style barrel.
Why do you say it like that?
I guess that's how you say it, but yeah, that's what that is.
Brescian.
Look.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
kinda.
that's what it
kinda
looked like.
that. That's what it looked
Yeah,
like.
something like so. It's like a flint. Y'all play Fortnite. It's like the flint knock.
Yeah, and yeah,
It is a
people should
flint knock. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. Remember in Fortnite when they released a flint knock?
It was
I
ass.
thought they just called it that. I didn't know it was that's what that like a weapon was called, like flint knock. That's
Oh,
crazy.
really?
No,
I knew that because I would watch other shit like Pirates of the Caribbean, and they had shit like that.
That's crazy, bro. Oh yeah, sorry.
But you remember that scene where it's Omi, the nephew of Yagoshibe, and he's talking to Toranaga's son, and he's trying to deceive Toranaga's son by saying like, "Hey, yo, Blackthorn, like, fuck that guy, like, you bitch."
oh yeah, he's already hot
So
on
this,
moto.
yeah, and
he's fishy
He's
type
jealous.
shit.
Like the son's
Yeah.
getting like envious of Blackthorn. He's like, "What the
Yeah,
fuck?"
because at this
Like,
point, dude, like the son is trying to like seek validation from his father.
Yeah.
Like we see these a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like, I want to make my father proud. I want him to notice me and stuff. And he's so hungry for war. And like, it always alludes to like, we're finally going to battle and stuff. And then Tornaga and everyone else is like, for someone who's never been in battle, like, you're so eager or type shit. Or like saying like, if you ever did have a battle, you would know that you would want to avoid it and stuff like that, you know. But okay, yeah, that's his story arc. Is like him trying to seek validation and him trying to make his father proud.
Yep.
And by, because of this, I think Toranaga doesn't even tell him like his plans and shit because he doesn't trust him.
Yeah.
I think we get a scene like that where I forgot what he says to him. He says, I think like his son is like begging him to tell him what like his plans or something, and Toranaga like just shoos him off. I forgot what.
I don't remember. It could be like him trying to do like, "Hey, give me this title to run this army or this battalion." Is it
Something
that?
like-
Because I remember that.
I can't remember.
Or
I mean,
he's
where
like,
the-
"Why are you giving him the title of this when you should give it to me?" And he's like, "Get out of here," or some shit like that. You know what I'm talking about?
He like yells at him and shit.
Yeah, it might be that. That I remember.
Yeah, it might be.
But
Yeah.
after this, this is near the end of the episode. We're back at Blackthorn's house, and Blackthorn gives his guns to Fuji for her act that happened during the day where she like stood on business, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And in return, Fuji gives her father's samurai swords to Blackthorn. And I thought this was like a cool moment where like we see character progression with Blackthorn and with Fuji and Mariko, because she was there too. And it's like, I don't know, I just thought it was a wholesome moment where it's like, oh shit, we're getting progress with the story and also with these characters. What do you guys think about that moment? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. It was so long ago.
Do you remember this moment?
I'm reading through the episodes. Can you say that again?
Do you remember when Fuji, where Blackthorn gives his guns to Fuji? And in return,
yeah.
she gives him the
swords.
What I said, like, I really enjoyed this episode. It was a good way to end the episode, showing progression in the story and
Yeah, because
progression
you
with
see
the
that
characters.
Blackthorn is actually kind of getting accustomed
Yep.
to the world and actually making like friends and an ally. And she later becomes like a really good ally to him. And we also find out that the swords that she has, we find out like the
they're basically
backstory.
they have no honor. The swords have no honor.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that's
it sucks because we find that after this.
Yeah.
But in the moment, we're like, oh my god, like that's so awesome, and then we find out, like, yeah, those bitches, like, they only worth
Buddy,
like 50.
yeah.
They only worth like 50 cents. That bitch practically free.
They said I forgot who. Like
It's
his
the father was,
his
like,
grandfather bought him like with a bag of traded them for like a bag of rice or something.
Yeah, and then before he died, he was begging for his life. Like
He
a
died
peasant.
a cowardly death.
Yeah,
her father
some shit
died
like
a
that.
cowardly
Yeah,
death.
and it just sucked. That shit, I was like, man, fuck it. No, those forts got honor, and eventually they do. And we'll get to that later. But after this scene, hey man, I know Hector was punching the air.
Is this the
It's the freaky dicky shit.
it is.
the freaky deaky scene?
Yeah. So basically, this is where Blackthorn and Mariko basically
Dude,
spend the night with each other.
I was confused. 'Cause I'm like, is this Fuji or is this
Dude, me
Mariko?
too. I couldn't. I had to raise the brightness because I couldn't tell.
No,
Like, who
they
is
did
that?
They did that so on purpose.
yes,
though.
bro.
They did it on purpose, like dark as hell, out of respect.
Yeah.
type
So
shit.
we basically get confirmation the morning after when
was
I
Mariko.
forgot what the fuck
They're sitting
they
down,
were
and then
saying.
no, Mariko says something sly like,
Yeah.
something. Do you have a good night or whatever? And then Blackthorn replied, "Oh,
I had
definitely
good company.
I had good company," type shit.
Uh,
And then it's like, oh, they really smacked. But dude, isn't this the next day or like
the next
couple
day,
days?
the next morning.
The next morning.
No,
then.
sorry. No, is this that's not what I'm getting at. Is this the next couple of days when she saw her husband quote
That's
unquote
legit.
die?
That's where I'm about to get to next.
But no, what I'm saying, like, how many days was that?
I
Because
think
this girl
was,
like witnessed her husband die and said, you know what, let me go bang this barbarian.
Well, who's to say they were actually together?
Buddy got that barbarian dick. What?
Yo.
Oh
Who's to say she was actually in love with this dude? If he was a piece of shit.
That's
That's
true.
facts.
We've
That's
seen some
facts.
fucked up shit.
That's facts, Hav.
But after this scene, Toranaga's son, because Omi got into his head and was like, you know what, fuck Blackthorn, fuck all this shit. Take matters into your own hand, bro. You're the son to to Toranaga. You got some rights, buddy.
Yeah.
He fucks up this demonstration with cannons that he was gonna showcase to some leader from Osaka, which basically was gonna.
What the deal was, I don't think you talked about this.
No, I don't think I had his notes. Can you say it for me real quick?
Because I pulled up the websites right here. Once on the training field, Blackthorn struggles to teach Yabushige Western battle tactics. Because Toranaga tells Anjin to, like, okay, we got to start practicing our tactics or army, whatever the fuck. You're in charge of the cannons. You're going to teach my men how to use
And this
the
is when he
cannons
gets
and
pissed.
stuff.
The son that you were talking about.
Yeah, so cannon fire ripples through Ajiro as the army begins to train. During this process, Blackthorn and Mariko grow closer despite her misgivings about his crimes against the Catholics. Because, yeah, that's right. She's
Catholic. She's religious.
Catholic or Christian?
Well, one of the two. Either way, she's religious.
okay. Yeah.
And that's the main. And Blackthorn really isn't.
So when Blackthorn shares his idea of building Toranaga a navy, that's what it was. He was Toranaga wanted a navy.
The navy,
and he
yeah.
wanted Anjin
To build it, and
to build
that's
it for
when
him.
his son got like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Mariko finally questions his intentions. Is he loyal to Toranaga or his war against the Portuguese? That's what it is, bro. That's what it's.
Wait, say it again.
Hold on. When Blackthorn shares his idea of building Toranaga a navy, Mariko finally questions his intentions. Is he loyal to Toranaga or his war against the Portuguese? So this is okay. I know now. This is what it is. Blackthorn wanted to. His mission was to wage war on the Portuguese, like to destroy certain types of encampments or something
Yeah.
like that, of Catholic type shit. 'cause
Yeah,
he doesn't
yeah,
fuck
I
with
got
that,
you. Yeah.
Right. And so what he's doing, throughout this episode, is he's trying to get Blackthorn is trying to get Toranaga on his side, saying, "Hey, bro, there's a whole world out there. We got the same enemies, man. You don't fuck with the people I don't fuck with."
That was the scene where he was drawing on the sand and shit, right? When he was explaining the diagram.
I think it was. I think we passed this scene.
No, we're past it. But what you're saying when he was explaining,
Yes, exactly.
dude, that whole
And
scene at the time was fire.
It was.
Oh,
fire.
yeah, I liked it too.
Absolutely, because at the time they thought like, oh, it's just Japan type shit.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought they were just the
Yeah.
only shit.
Yeah, they didn't know like there was a whole ass
world.
world, other countries and stuff. And when they said, yeah, technically this island that I'm on, Japan or whatever the fuck, it ain't yours, buddy. It's owned by this queen or some bullshit like this type shit. And this is where I was like, oh shit, like, is this gonna, what's gonna happen here? And to be honest, all of that gets dismissed. Like, I know that I'm jumping ahead, but all of that gets dismissed. It's like, okay, that doesn't matter. But that is Blackthorn's fucking. Well, that's what he's doing now that he's here. Is that he's trying to get Toranaga's army and his people to side with him and fight the Portuguese, because that's what his initial mission was. That's okay. I was confused, bro. I'm like, what the fuck going on? But now I remember. So at this time, Mariko is still questioning, like, all right, buddy, are you loyal to my Lord Toranaga, or are you just trying to use him, you slut? Type shit. Okay, so where are we at? The deafening cannon fire continues, Ishido's right-hand man, Jozen, arrives. Oh, this guy, arrives in Ejiro with a message demanding Yabushige's fealty. Fealty?
Fealty, I think it's that.
Fealty.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
I think it's surrender or some
Type
shit like that.
Yeah. It seems that Yabushige's deception has finally exposed, but Aomi, once again, comes to his uncle's aid with a clever idea. That night, Omi meets with Nagakato
This is what I said.
and manipulates the younger samurai over a bottle of sake. Yeah, exactly. So we're at that part. Okay, cool. And then I guess that's pretty much it then.
That was it.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, bet. All right, so that's basically how the episode ends. It ends with him basically lighting up that visiting motherfucker who was.
And because of Omi manipulating Toranaga's son, he rips the cannons on Jozen, the guy that was sent to deliver that message, and kills him and his men. And now it's like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
This scene was fire.
that shit was, dude. The
gore. The gore was insane.
The gore's fire, bro.
Yeah, it's good.
The gore's fire.
Yeah, dude.
And that's the thing, and so that happens, and it's this same episode too, where we see like in the distance, where it's like Barunto comes back.
Buntaro.
Yeah, he comes back, right? Isn't it this scene?
Yes.
Is it that scene?
I think it is, right?
It might be. I think it does. Because that's how it ends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see him. Yeah, alive. And I was like, I knew it.
Or unless it just ends this way.
It could be that, because also in my notes I have in the beginning thing, Toranaga makes his return with Mariko, and Mariko's husband Butaro is still alive.
Is that episode 4?
Five.
Okay, that's then I jumped,
So maybe
I
we
jumped the
didn't-
gun a bit. So yeah, okay,
No, it's
yeah.
fine either way.
It says right here. Okay, the episode concludes with Nagakato takes matters into his own hands, turning a cannon demonstration into a bloody massacre, finally eliminating the threat of Jozen and his men. And that's how it ends, with the whole cannon shit.
Yeah, there we go.
And ends up saving Yabushige, because at this point we find out that Yabushige is playing both sides for Ishido.
Because
and Toranaga,
he doesn't know which side's gonna win.
Type shit.
And so he's like, I'm gonna play both until I have to make a choice.
And who found out? Was it Ishido that found out? And that's why he sent Jozen?
I believe so. It's so long ago, bro.
It's so long. Yeah, it is, bro. It's a long ago.
This is in fucking like April or fucking the month before
Something
that.
like that, man.
Yeah, man.
But okay, that's how episode 4 ends. And episode 5.
So episode 5, we see that Toranaga comes back, and we find out that Mariko's husband's
Dude,
alive.
I was like,
Yeah, dude, I was like, no.
and Mariko, her face was like, oh shit, like she saw.
And
a
dude,
ghost.
honestly, that pissed me off. I mean, I had a feeling. I was like, yeah, I had a feeling he wasn't dead. But it pissed me off because I'm like, really? He comes back right when Blackthorn's trying to slide.
For real, bro. I was pissed.
That's
I was
what pissed
like,
me off the
not
most.
Blackthorn, come on,
Because I was
man.
like, dude, okay, like, nice. Like, I had a feeling. Come on now, of course, a romance was gonna brew between them. I feel like
Yeah.
that's where this was gonna go. But then he shows up, and I'm like, oh my god, worst timing ever. I mean, granted, I was right. I took the W on that. I was like, he wasn't dead. But I was like, worst timing.
No, yeah, it's actually.
Y'all
fucked,
couldn't
bro.
bring him back when he was to get slaughtered by the cannons. At least, bro.
That's
Like,
funny.
Fuck, terrible
Hell
timing.
no. That's funny. But so after we find out that he's alive, Mariko
I'm gonna use
updates
the restroom,
Toranaga.
guys. Be right back.
All right. So we find out that Mariko updates Toranaga on Blackthorn's progress on the training on his army. After that, we cut to Osaka, a furious Ishido. And Ishido, do you know who that is, Hav?
Ishido?
Yeah. Just so because I'm pretty
You
sure
mean,
Hector
you mean
knows.
Ishido?
Ishido, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, that's the main guy, the one that wants to overthrow Toranaga.
But repeatedly tries and fails to pressure the Council of Regents into electing Toranaga's replacement, because right now they
That shit was
can't-
crazy. When I found out that, like, we can't technically kill this guy unless
Yep.
every person in the council agrees. It's like, but he's one of the members. It's like, fuck, and it has to be unanimous.
It has to be unanimous.
Yeah, man. But then later on, we find out what happens with that shit.
Yeah. So basically,
Or is it this episode? Oh no. I'm skipping ahead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish the note. We find out. Blah blah blah. Hold on, where did I leave off of? Oh, the council is hamstrung without a fifth member because Toranaga was that fifth member, and to stall his execution.
Is he still in it?
No,
or did he
no.
leave?
This is what happened. So in order to stall his execution, he's like, I'm not gonna. I'm leaving it. And in order for you to kill me, you need 5 members, which is what you were talking about.
Yeah.
So he leaves.
But not only 5 members, they have to agree unanimously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
So they got to agree on it, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm telling you, bro. When I was at this point of the episode, I was on an all-time high.
For real?
I was hooked. I was like, dude, this show's
This shit's
fire, dude.
Yeah, man, that shit was good. But apparently in this, I thought here they all agreed, but no, apparently not. But the bitter rivals cannot agree. This series of defeats concludes with the arrival of a bloody gift from Arjiro Jozen, which is the guy who Toranaga's son just fucking murdered, right? So after that, Toranaga gives Blackthorn a pheasant and says that if anyone touches it, you will die as a joke. And I think, remember the scene? Toranaga gives him this fucking animal, and he takes it. Blackthorn's like, oh, okay, I don't know what the fuck you want me to do with it.
Yeah.
I can make some food out of this shit. And so he takes it back to his house, and he hangs it. And he says someone in Japanese, if you touch it, you die. Mm-hmm. And...
But here's my thing. Why did he hang up in the first place?
Because he said he was going to make something. From what I remember, he was going to cook it. In order to cook it, you had to wait 3 days or some shit like that. And obviously days pass, but he forgets about it. And so it starts rotting, and it smells really bad. And the people who work in the house are like, what the fuck? Like, it smells really bad, but we can't touch it because our Lord said if we touch it, we die. So that's why, all right? But we'll get back to that later. Buntaro is forced to stay at Blackthorn's house and hates him in the house. I mean, obviously, he's sharing a house with his wife.
Yeah,
and
bro.
wait, he never finds out, but... He has suspicions of it.
He suspects something's happening.
Which
between the two.
Nah, I'm honest, he's a dickhead, but I don't blame him for this. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this shit, bro.
I would have wanted. I would have wanted another man in my house. The hell?
That's crazy.
I know my wife bad.
Oh no, that's funny as hell. I don't know what I would do. I whenever I see shit like this, bro, I just get flashbacks, bro. I was like, nah, fuck that. I get my hidden scars start showing again, man. That's some bullshit. But goddamn, I hate when I went like this, it takes my notes all the way down to episode 10. And I just lost myself, bro.
Just turn on screen lock.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. There you go.
Yeah, bro. Just do that shit where it doesn't go horizontal.
I didn't think it was gonna do it, huh? Fuck. And I didn't find my spot where I left off.
Plate,
yeah, no, yeah, sorry about this, guys. Here we go. Blackthorn. We learned about what episode are we on? We on 5? Oh yeah, I got it. Okay, so next that happens that Toranaga praises Omi, and his uncle is angered by this, so he orders him to find the spy in the village. So apparently Omi does something really well. I forgot what he does, but you remember the scene? He's talking with Omi and Yabushige, the guy who's playing both sides right now. Yeah. And when he sees that his nephew is getting praised, he gets fucking jealous, bro. And in order to say hey, fuck you, motherfucker, he's supposed to be praising me. I'm older than you. I should be getting praised, not you. He kind of fucks with him. He's like, go find this spy, even though I know you're not going to find him. Yeah, man. I'm with you at this point, bro. I really hate this motherfucker. Yeah. Yabushige. Like, even when he first appeared up to Tonami, he's like, damn, bro, you're just a fucking selfish
yeah,
dick.
Man. For me, bro, it was like... I'm gonna be real, bro. Like, this is kind of like it was. I think it was around this part in the show where I started coming up with some flaws.
For real.
For me in this TV show.
What was it?
And one of them is that like, it was for him. He was the first one.
He was the first one.
For me, like, I mean, I don't know if it's a flaw in the show per se. To me, it's just like, kind of tying back to like how I can't keep track of characters or names and stuff like that. Okay. He was the most complex because I was like, my thing was like, the story kind of confused me a bit with him because I'm like, is he a double agent? Like, is he playing for both sides? And I guess he is, but like, my thing is like, where does his loyalty really reside? Because if he really did reside with Ishido, he'd have been done something with Toranaga or something. But he keeps favoring Toranaga and like doing his wishes and whatever and all this bullshit. But then there's an episode where like he has a conversation with him in private, and Toranaga kind of implies that he knows, like, I know you're playing for both sides, and I know you're also working for Ishido, but he doesn't do anything about it. So a part of me starts to question Yabushige's relevance in the show at this point, because it's like, I'd understand his relevance if Toranaga didn't know that he's a double agent and that he's working for Ishido under wraps. But there's a conversation, I think it was like episode 3, where he has a secret conversation in private with him where he kind of implies, like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're trying to do. And then, like, he lets him go. So part of me is like, I think he lets confused, like, certain story aspects with characters. I'm confused why, like, what's going on here. I don't know. For me, that's where I'm like, at this point of the show, I'm like, Yabushige should have been dead or should have been, like, been over with.
Yeah.
As soon as Toranaga was like, "Oh, you're working for Ishido. He wants me dead. I should eliminate you." So the fact that he spared him instead and has him working for him, I don't understand why he was in the show. Or my thing was like, it's fine, right? Keep him alive, keep him relevant. If Toranaga didn't know that he's secretly working for Ishido, but like I said, there's that one combo that he has where he implies that he does know, but he's like, I'm gonna let you live though. And it's
I think that's on purpose why Toranaga does it, and we'll get to it more down in the later episode because we eventually find out. But basically, since it's already a spoiler episode, we're talking about all the episodes. We might as well skip ahead, but just reference it right now. Basically, bro, you're right because he does imply that he does know, but I think Toranaga actually I think he uses that to his advantage. And we find out in like the later episodes that, you know, when he sent him to Osaka at the end of the episode, like the last 2 episodes, he kind of knew this was going to happen. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't want to say it until we get there. Remember when he lets those people in? It's kind of like the shinobi into the
what's the shinobi again?
The shinobi is just like enemy fucking samurai.
Oh, no, I don't remember this.
Remember, like, it's legit like at the second to last episode.
Okay.
When he basically lets those samurai
at the end of the episode.
He's basically implying like, yeah, I kind of needed you to do that because at that time he needs a reason to start a war with them.
Gotcha.
And he was that reason. Well, he used them for that reason.
Gotcha.
So that's why, I mean, obviously at this time we didn't know that.
Okay.
He was just an annoying ass dumbass who's obviously, well, we think, oh, bro, he's so selfish.
That's why
he just wants to play
that
where he's gonna be alive.
I was starting to get like those conflictions where I'm just like, why is this character here? And that's kind of where I started losing a bit of interest. I'm like, not in the show, but in this character. I'm like,
in the character. Okay, well that makes sense.
I can't give a fuck about.
Well,
this
it makes
guy.
sense. Yeah,
I do eventually start to lose a little interest in the show later, but we're just not there yet.
Okay,
but yeah, at this point, I'm just like, bro, I think at this point I kind of give up. I'm not gonna lie, I gave up. I was like,
on the character?
I can't care about this guy.
Okay, on the character. I was about to say the show. I was like, that's crazy.
No. I'm saying like I can't care about this guy. I don't care about this dude's character because he's playing for both sides. Toranaga finds out, knows, and he spares him. I'm like, I don't understand why this dude's like I can't like feel for him. Like I can't feel like, oh yeah, Bushige's life's at stake.
Yeah.
I can't because Toranaga finds out like, I know you're working for Ishido, but I'm gonna spare you though.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so Toranaga's not going to do shit about him, so he's basically spared. He's safe. He's not even with Ishido for the rest of the show. He's with Toranaga, so Ishido won't do shit about Yabushige. Yeah. Because, you know what I mean? So, like, I knew this dude was safe. He's alive. Yeah. He's not going to die, and I knew he wasn't at stake. And on top of that, like, all this selfish bullshit, like him sending his nephew out and, like, all this dumb shit. I'm like, I cannot bring myself to care about this person. So I think at this episode was when I was like, I'm done with this character.
Well,
I really don't give a fuck.
For at this point in the show, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess for at this point in this episode, I mean, I don't really blame you for that because I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
So I don't blame you. For me, like, I didn't give a fuck about him either.
Yeah.
I just thought like, yo, you're a dick, bro. Like, fuck you. Like, I don't like, just stay out of here. You keep fucking everything up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to move on, after that, Blackthorn wakes up to the sounds. Oh no, I skipped one. My bad. We learn about Mariko's past. Her father killed his lord when his tactics crossed into madness, and the Taiko caught her family and made them commit seppuku. But Buntaro forced Mariko to live. Every year she asked to join her family, but Buntaro denies the request. So basically, we find out that Mariko's father, who served the Lord, apparently his tactics were going crazy, and so he killed his lord, and obviously that's not gonna fly in this time in Japan.
Who's the Lord? The Taiko?
No, it wasn't Taiko. No, the Taiko catches his family.
Okay.
He catches Mariko's family. It doesn't say. It just says that he was caught by the Taiko. I'm pretty sure they probably do name drop the Lord.
You see, that's another thing too, bro. Is this fucking show is like layered with so much shit and
so
like,
much detail.
Yeah, dude. It's like, now you mean to tell me there's another ruler that wasn't the Taiko? But I thought the Taiko.
No, by lord, it just means like a lord of the land, like type of shit. Like the Taiko's the number one.
Gotcha.
But then there's like, let's just say like there's like mayors, just to make it like simple. There's different mayors for different parts of land because the Taiko can't govern everything. So he's gonna have his mayors control smaller parts of the country.
Okay.
But they all report to him.
See, that's what confused me too, is because like that's just like little things like that I just don't know. Because when I had found out that like Mariko's father was doing all this crazy shit, and then you said he killed the Lord.
He killed the Lord of his.
A part of me was like,
I
was like, okay, so that's how the Taiko died. Like I thought the Lord and the Taiko was the same thing.
No, the Taiko just died of old age and sickness.
That's what I'm saying. Is I'm
Yeah.
like, but that flashback doesn't make sense because he didn't look stabbed or like bleeding out or nothing. He just died a peaceful death. That's where
so you got
again,
confused right there. Okay,
dude. For me, like a lot of shit with this show, dude, was I was just so confused about so much info. Like there was just so much like just lore in this show that I'm just like it conflicted in my mind. I'm like, dude, I can't put two and two together. And so honestly, just to keep going, Mario, like just to continue on the show, I would just dismiss the evidence. I would just dismiss the info and be like, whatever. I can't make it make sense, so whatever. Mariko's father just did crazy shit, and I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't pinpoint like who's the Lord. I thought so the Taiko, like, but the Taiko didn't die a death.
I mean, that
like,
doesn't, I mean, you can do that and still enjoy the episode. I mean, the show, because
Right.
like as long as you know her father fucked up, and to other people's point of view,
yeah.
that's really what you need to get out of it.
No, I know.
The details don't really matter.
It's just one of those things where it's like I need my story to
Yeah.
make sense. I
know what you mean.
I need the puzzle pieces to fit perfectly. When they didn't, it bothered me. But okay, now I get you. The Lord is not the Taiko.
No.
They're like
two separate things.
They govern different sections of Japan.
But the Lord reports to the Taiko.
Right.
He's like the
the
number
servants.
one. Yeah. He's
I
like he's basically like there's the final boss and then there's like the sub bosses.
I got you.
Those are the lords. All the lords report to the final boss.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's how it
See,
works.
I didn't know that. How did
Yeah.
you know that?
Oh, well, they kind of just speak it. Like you
Really?
pick up
I
on it.
missed that?
You like Toranaga. Toranaga's a lord. He controls over Ito and all this shit, but he reported to the Taiko.
Gotcha.
And they say it's like, oh, I don't want to become the Taiko. And shit like that.
I never made that connection.
Yeah, man.
You're fucking right, dude.
So like everybody in the Council of Regions is the Lord. I'm pretty sure because Toranaga's there, the Ishido, all of them are there,
those
and
are
they
the
all
three people.
reported to the Taiko. But when the Taiko died, they took over power temporarily until his son comes of age.
Right. Because
Yeah.
he's like a kid at the time. Dude, when I first saw that kid, I thought it was a girl. Am I alone?
No, I don't blame you. That
I was like,
that
oh,
happens
a little
a lot,
girl.
bro.
And then when the English dub started, it's a
Bro, that's a
boy's
thing.
voice.
That's
I'm
a
like,
thing they
oh.
do in anime. I hate it. Where like it'll be a kid, and I'm like, wait a minute, is it a he or a she? Because the way the way the character's acting is a she, but it turns out it's a he, and they're doing it on purpose.
I'm like, bro. I'm just
That's
like,
one
dude,
thing I hate
what?
about anime, bro. It pisses me off. I'm just like, bro, just fucking make it obvious for me, please.
Yeah, dude.
But
Put a flower in their hair or something, dude. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
What you mean, dude?
Oh my god, bro, that's funny. Okay, but to get back on track,
We find out Mariko's history, her family, right?
okay, we find that out, and then we get cut back to Blackthorn's house, but he wakes up to the sound of fighting. And then this is where we kind of get back to like Buntaro's kind of like a dickhead.
Right.
We find out that Buntaro was beating Mariko
Yeah.
because at this point he's drunk. They were drinking. Remember they were having that food and that dinner scene, whatever the fuck. So he was already kind of drunk, kind of wasted, and they all go to bed because the dinner kind of ends with like bad vibes, bad energy, shit like that. And Buntaro so upset after the dinner, something they were talking about something, but he wakes up to them basically him beating his wife.
And she by the no, she wasn't by the lake. That was after.
No, she wasn't. No, this is remember they're in the house. and then he leaves the house and he chases after
In a
Buntaro.
drunken rage, right?
In a drunken
Just-
rage,
Oh
yeah.
yes.
He's like
yes.
Buntaro, Buntaro,
Dude.
And then Buntaro, because he knows like, hey, he's happy. What's the word? The title he gives him?
Which one?
The Hitamato?
Hatamoto or something?
Hatamoto, that I think it's that. Excuse me, you know, you know what I just said?
What? What'd you say? He said I said Hatamoto.
I said
I'm pretty sure you made that
I
up.
said hot tomato, some shit like that.
Hot tomato?
I said something
Yeah,
like
hot tomato. Hot tomato. Wait, you're saying I'm making shit up?
Did you actually know, or like you said
Hatamoto.
Hatamoto or something?
Hatamoto. I think it was. I
that's
think,
my-
it's, I think it's that
you
the
just
Hatamoto.
make
I'm
it
pretty
up.
sure it's that.
I was like, that's not made up.
God.
Is that actually what it was?
No, I think it is actually is that the Hatamoto.
Is it?
No, because the reason why I'm saying that is because he can't do anything.
Yeah,
'cause-
Hatamoto.
Yeah, because of
Hatamoto is a
Blackthorn's-
Japanese word that translates to guardian of the flag or
God.
bannerman.
Okay.
Yeah, Hatamoto.
Oh, because you said Hatamoto or some shit. I
Oh
thought
my
like
God, that shit
you
was
just
funny.
made that up, bro. I thought you made it up for a second. Oh no, the reason why I'm like, oh, bro. Fuck
Oh yeah,
this,
what happened?
is because I thought they were gonna fight, dude.
Who? Oh, Blackthorn and
Thorn
Naruto?
and yeah, because like you were hitting your wife, like the whole bullshit where what he said, right? Buntaro, like he calls him. I was like, okay. I'm like, that's not a fair ass fight because he's drunk, right? But then again, he's a samurai, so whatever.
That's facts.
And he's a barbarian, engine ass.
But he has a gun on him.
That's true. But I was like, dude, they're gonna fight. And honestly, I was expecting a fight, but like nothing happens, right? He just like spares.
No,
him.
he what's it called? He basically bet like I'm sorry for dishonoring your home because if you're in someone else's home,
Especially the
in
Hatamotos.
Hatamoto's home,
Yeah.
it's like, yo, I dishonored
Oh,
your
that's
home
right.
by with
He's
our
like
fight.
my disgrace type shit. He does it the respectful thing.
Yeah. Bro.
Okay.
But yeah.
Honestly, I think it was here. It was this moment where I thought they were gonna brawl. I was like, "Oh shit, he's gonna fuck him. How dare you fuck my side piece?" Right? And it's like,
he doesn't know that though.
what?
He doesn't. Bronte,
No, but he
Bron-
suspects.
Buntaro.
He suspects here.
Oh, you know, he's suspecting like something's going on.
Like so, like yo, like remember he was like
But-
you're really close to the
yeah,
the
yo,
savage.
you're awfully what?
Well,
yeah.
to be fair, she's the only person that speaks his language.
Well,
Right.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind
But
of like,
yes,
bro,
but
what do you
like us
expect?
guys know.
Like if I went to well, no, that's facts. You're right. But like if I was like in a foreign country and like I don't speak like I go to Japan, I can't speak that bitch. I'm like, what the fuck? There's only one person that speaks English. Obviously, I'm gonna be close to them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
you're the only
yeah.
person that can understand
Right,
me.
right, right.
But no, that makes sense though. As a husband, this facts.
Close the door. You can hear it.
Hey man, it's the raps.
It helps though. Actually, it does help.
Really?
But yeah, it does help. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. It's Hector's washing or heater. What is it?
AC.
AC,
AC. There, okay.
AC or heater?
Yeah, it helps a little bit. But
Okay, so as I was saying,
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you wanted them to brawl.
I was expecting a fight, right? Instead, obviously, Buntaro does the I disrespected you in your
house.
I'm gonna be honest, and y'all gonna hate me for this.
Oh, no.
Fucking Hector wants to fight, bro. I don't want to fight.
oh wait, I thought you were really you two.
Why do you want to fight? I really don't want to. I really don't, bro. I really don't.
I'm like, he wants to fight me right now?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
I really don't. But here,
Oh my god, go.
this was the scene that like I started to see the breadcrumbs, where I was like, oh, okay, so this show is not gonna be action packed.
I mean, I got that way before this episode.
Yeah,
though.
same.
I was like,
But,
okay,
like,
that's
first,
crazy.
second
Here's
episode,
when
bro.
it started for me. I was like, damn, I really thought they were gonna like fight. Maybe a few punches, like,
He was punching
How-
the air in Crimson Sky.
Yeah.
dude,
We'll get to that. What the fuck, Crimson Sky?
dude, nah, bro. I was actually just quite.
Last
I was,
episode.
I was a bit disappointed.
I was
that
about to
didn't
say,
see
yo,
nothing.
Javi hated the last episode. I
Yeah,
can't wait to
we were
get to
talking
that part.
about it.
Yeah, dude, I was
I
a bit
mean,
disappointed where I was like, really, dude.
I wasn't expecting them to brawl just because, bro, like, we had alluded that he survived that attack because he had a couple people like help him and stuff. But we saw what he could do, man. And fucking Blackthorn, he's just a fucking pilot, bro, of a
Right.
boat, and he has a gun. He's gonna get smoked.
Yeah.
If Buruntaro, what's his name?
Buntaro.
Buntaro, bro. Buntaro could kill him if he wanted to, bro.
Uh.
It's a rat. So I wasn't expecting a fight.
Or at
I
least
was
like,
more so expecting like,
or at least like a punch. Like at least deck him in the face.
yeah, but like,
And then Buntaro gets all angry. Did you just punch me, mother? Oh, you know
you're
what? It's your
Hatamoto.
house.
You're Hatamoto.
Type shit, and it's like, you know what? Sorry.
But that's what he.
But
did,
at least,
though.
at least I'd be like, at least he stood on business. Blackthorn was like, no way, you just punched my side piece.
he like gets punched and shit. He's like looking at like an acknowledgement or like what's it like approval, like a nod of approval. Like
Sure, yeah.
okay, bitch.
I thought maybe he would just
like that.
yeah.
No, some type shit where like no, you know, like you know what they could have I guess done is like when Buntaro puts his like swords down, and then he's like, all right, Blackthorn's like, okay, cool. He puts his gun down, and they're like, let's get it. And they start brawling or some shit. But either way, I still think Blackthorn would get whooped though.
Right.
He's just an average Joe.
No, I get it. I just thought maybe there would be like a scuffle, like a
Their hands on their necks. You stupid bitch.
or like I said, at least one punch. Like, how dare you hit your wife? That's not how we do it. This is how y'all rode in the Japans. Like, type shit.
Well, he does question a lot of stuff.
No, of
Yeah,
course
he
he does.
does.
But I thought, like, I don't know. I just thought there'd be some conflict. Is
Yeah.
is the better way to phrase it? Maybe not a brawl. I thought there'd be some conflict. The biggest thing that happens is what you said. Blackthorn just yells his fucking name.
Yeah.
And he just comes and he just gets and he just gets on his knees and he's like, I disrespect you doing your house, blah blah blah.
Sorry, and he bows.
That was it. But I just thought there'd be some more conflict, and I was just like, damn, I thought something was gonna happen. All right, whatever, I let it slide. It's not like the show won't be action packed later on.
That's the thing, How I don't know what made you think that though. Because what episode is this? 5?
No,
Or
we're
6?
like, no, this is fine.
This is 5.
Episode 5.
This is
I already
halfway through the
knew,
show.
like, from I think episode 2, I already knew what's up. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, this is not going to be action packed. I was not because I was like, this is going to be more politics driven, and it was, and it is.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, I'm curious to like, what made you think like samurais would be like going
know.
crazy?
Because that's what the show alluded to.
Really? You think so?
I
It
felt
does
though.
hint at it.
It
but-
hints
Well,
that
yeah.
like obviously like with the whole bullshit going on, how Tornaga like is like summoned to kill himself or whatever, like by
Oh,
the
yeah.
council and all this shit. Like obviously he's at conflict with Ishido and his needs. So I was just like, okay, I know that something's gonna happen, especially if he's having Blackthorn train his men on cannons.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so there's something's like obviously there's something's gonna this is gonna lead up to something, and obviously like bro, I don't know about y'all. I watched it on Hulu. Did y'all watch it on?
Yeah,
I watched it.
Okay, I watched it on Hulu. Motherfucker, the thumbnail of the show is Toranaga in a Shogun armor on a horse with a fucking knife or a sword.
yeah.
So I'm like, that's alluding to like he's gonna become Shogun eventually, right? So I'm like, okay, so I know that this is all gonna lead up to something. And
Yeah, I can see that.
especially you know, fast forward a couple episodes later, they bring up Crimson Sky, and it's like, well, what's Crimson Sky? And I forget the explanation. Basically, in nutshell, it's a raid. A raid.
A frontal assault to Osaka.
Exactly. And I was like, there it is. That's what this show's gonna lead up to, and that's where we're gonna get a big ass war battle or something, and that's how Tornaga's gonna reign victory against Ishido, and he's gonna become a new Taiko or something. Like I already saw it coming. I was like, that's what this show's gonna lead up to. Like this whole show's gonna be nothing but drama, politics.
But, like, here's the thing.
But it's gonna, but its big climax will lead to this.
Okay,
I'll be like,
here's the
fuck.
thing, Hav. Crimson Sky was already in play as soon as the engine met Tornaga. That's why Tornaga kept him alive, because he said, I need him for a
Right.
specific reason. And that's the point. Well, should we dive into it now? I mean,
We're in episode
What are we
5.
at?
5.
This is 5, bro. We're not gonna
I c-
get into it till later, so you might as well just say your piece now, honestly.
unless
you think you can hold your...
no, because it relates to the ending. It relates
but
to
say
the
it
end of
relates
the
to
last
the ending.
episode.
Okay.
Might
So
wanna-
yeah, I'll save it.
All right.
I'll remember.
All right. So after that,
Don't worry, guys.
So after that,
remember.
right? The following day, Toranaga meets with Muraji, who is an undercover
again.
samurai.
Again, these names, bro.
Yeah.
That was my. I'll tell you, that's my
Muraji?
struggle
Remember,
with this
he
show.
was like
I
that
can't
fisherman that
remember
would be in that village. Remember, he would help with. He
See,
would
even
help.
Hector- okay,
he
here,
would
I'll
have
look it up, I'll look it up.
conversations with
How do you spell it?
Blackthorn. That's how you spell it. Muraji.
You said he was. It's a she or a he.
He's a he.
He's a he.
Yeah, and he's an undercover spy for fucking Toranaga.
Oh, he's the
He's the traitor that Omi is looking for.
Oh, this guy. This guy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that guy. So
You see, I didn't know his name. I knew the face, but again, man, keeping track of these names, you got me fucked up.
and then
I couldn't.
So obviously Toranaga knows that Yagoshige ordered Omi to fucking like, hey, find the traitor and kill his bitch ass.
Yeah.
Right. But here he says that, and orders him. He talks to him. They meet up and orders him to find someone to take the fall.
Yep.
which is kind of fucked up. But like, hey man, it is what it is. And then after that, we cut back to Blackthorn heading back to his house, and he's looking for someone named Yuejiro, who is one of the caretakers of his house. He's the guy that took care of the rocks of his like.
Oh, yeah, the gardener.
The gardener.
The gardener, that guy, right? And he's like, hey, where is he? Oh
yeah, this
he's
is crazy.
he's dead. And he's like, what?
This scene actually made me mad.
He's dead. It's like,
I actually
wait,
was pissed. I'm
what do
like,
you-
what?
They don't play though, huh?
They don't play.
I
know,
know,
you
and that's where I'm like, but
When
no,
you're the
listen.
Lord, you the Lord of the household.
No, dude, I
fire,
didn't fuck with that.
That's kind of fire though.
Well, sure, but no, my
Like, I'm the
issue,
leader, like.
my issue was what after Blackthorn, which is the next scene, right? After he finds out, he confronts Toranaga, and I'm gonna be real. Well, I mean, it's obvious, right? We all side with him. He's like, this fucking place is a disgrace.
Like,
Y'all-
how do you live? Like,
y'all-
you don't
y'all-
value life.
Y'all
Y'all don't value life.
Y'all
yeah.
don't value life like that. And they were just, and this is basically where he basically said like life is meaningless type shit. Like it doesn't, it's not valuable. It's
Like
expendable.
he shoos him. He's like, I don't have time for this. Like
And
you
I
said,
was-
you said what you said, and you said it yourself. Anyone that touches that, is forbidden.
Am I the only one
Yeah.
who didn't like Toranaga here?
I mean,
I was kind of like, nah, man, you're flawed for that. I get it, it's your guys' way, but that's kind of stupid.
well, yeah,
and
that's
then
just,
immediately,
that's just like moral values of like
Yeah.
within a person.
and for me, I was like, damn, bro, Toranaga an op, low key. And then that fucking earthquake happened. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's one of the things I had. Yep. An
Well-
earthquake happens.
Well,
and-
Mario, you didn't answer his question. He said like, did you not fuck with Toranaga at that point or what?
And that scene,
Yeah.
oh, I was saying. Wait, it's basically saying like, hey, like fuck off.
No, well, that, but also like when he was just like, life is meaningless. Like, why are you dreading on the past? We're moving forward. It's the future.
I mean, kind of like with Hector, like it's your morals. Like me, I'm with Blackthorn. Like, hey, yo,
Well, yeah,
like,
I think
like,
everybody-
like, bro, it's life. Like life is special. You gotta treasure it. And over here, back in the day, that's how it was. It's like they didn't really care about that shit. It's like,
And
no,
at the same time, it's like, what can you do, bro? Like you can't
You're
necessarily
alone.
do anything about it.
like everyone serves
you
me,
can't go
not
to,
you.
yeah, you can't go to war type stuff.
And I wonder why the gardener removed it in the first place.
because he
didn't
couldn't
know?
stand the smell.
But he didn't
Uh,
know.
Was
Or do you think
that
he
it?
knew?
No, he knew. He knew.
No,
Really?
Or something
no.
else.
It's because one of the I'm trying to remember. One of the guards or someone of like authority over him told him to get rid of that smell.
And he took the risk or whatever,
Oh.
and he was like, "I'll take the fall." Oh, okay.
So he
Type
knew?
shit. That's what happened.
So
No, he
he-
knew.
I think he knew. He knew
it
what's
was
up.
gonna- yeah, he knew.
But
it
it's
was
just
gonna die.
another higher up told him, "Yo, what the fuck is that smell? Get rid of it." Something like that.
It was probably that. But then it goes back to like, no, my lord ordered me to fucking do it, or the lord of the house.
That's true, but it was probably someone who had higher power than the
Fuck,
Haramoto.
maybe. Fuck, I don't
Some
remember.
shit.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, but point,
okay.
yeah, but yeah, at this point, I didn't.
It sucks,
I didn't
bro,
really
because he was
hate,
nice.
I didn't really hate Toranaga because like, it's obviously their culture and stuff. I mean, sure, I'm with you guys, or I'm with Blackthorn, but at the same time, to me, it's kind of like, okay, that's their culture. Yo, Toranaga, like he got some. He's been killing since he was a kid. Like he's accustomed to this. He's
Right.
desensitized to this, so he doesn't care. And like he has bigger issues. I'm like, people are trying to come after me and my people. You think I care if like I gave you Hanamoto Rose? That means like whatever you say goes, and it's not my fault that you gave an order like that, and and we followed your order.
Right.
You put that order in, and they followed it. So how's that my fault? Get out of my face. I got bigger things to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's kind of like you see what I'm saying, bro? It's kinda
No, I
like,
know. I get it.
like fucking he did
Oh,
put
I
the
just
order. He
got
said,
it.
"Hey, forbidden."
No, he volunteered.
died.
I got the. It's in the.
Oh,
some
did he?
website. Yeah, he volunteered. Yeah.
But did anyone say
No, I'm gonna say no here.
really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he did,
Oh well.
but it's a guide, bro. It's a crash course on the episode.
It just said
Maybe
use your
the guy
volunteer to
doesn't-
do that.
The
It
guy
was
doesn't go into
executed
that. But if you watch the
according to-
show, maybe like in dialogue,
Maybe
someone
it
said
I
did.
could have sworn he was like told to move that shit, but I guess I'm wrong. He just said, but like that's kind of stupid. Cause like if he knew he was gonna die, it's kind of like, you know what? I can't smell this shit no more, so I'm gonna die for it. Then I would never for real never smell it. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
That's why I was confused. I'm like, why did he move it in the
Yeah,
first
that
place?
doesn't make sense to me. No, I'm pretty sure he was forced to move it. Somebody said.
Hector, I'm telling you, I think you're right, but the guy doesn't
Yeah.
mention it because the crash course of the episode.
Because right now that would make sense. Like,
That's
let's
what
say
I'm
you knew.
saying. It didn't make sense.
Hey, I know if I move this, I'm gonna die. Let me. And I hate the
know.
smell, so I'm gonna move it. Let me move that. Like, that doesn't make sense, but whatever.
All right, so during so an earthquake happens,
Oh, yeah,
right?
that's just
And
crazy.
Toranaga gets he basically gets covered by the damage of it, right? And so
like,
Blackthorn
anyway,
is able to rescue him, but not Toranaga's sword. So Blackthorn gives him Fuji swords, giving them new meaning. So these meaningless swords that we said had no nothing
Now
that were
give
using
me-
now have a new one because they belong to Toranaga.
Yeah, man.
And so now they're highly respected swords, which is cool,
Because
right?
Toranaga's swords now.
The undercover samurai takes advantage of the chaos and puts the blame on the dead gardener. That's fuck. But
Wait, what?
hey, the
What?
dead
What?
gardener. You know the undercover samurai when Toranaga's like, hey, make him frame someone as being the spy in the village that Omi was in charge of finding. So in this chaos, that guy, he blamed the gardener because hey, he's already dead. Like I didn't have to kill him. Like I'm just gonna put all the evidence in his house.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so
yeah,
that chops that storyline. So there's like a finale for that.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
All right, and then back in Osaka, the mother of the Taiko, Ochiba, has returned home, and she intends to unite the council against Toranaga. And you know what I'm talking about? That's when Ochiba makes her return again to the show, or her first time in the show, actually, I think. And she basically is talking to Ishido, I think, and she's like,
Oh, it's the it's the other girl.
It's Mariko's
the one that's
friend.
the mother of the heir.
Yeah, the Taiko.
I don't know who
the
that
young-
bitch was, to be honest. When I
She's the
I
mother
thought
of
I
the
met
heir.
her for the first time in this episode.
And was it this episode? I thought it was.
That's what it felt like. Wait,
Yeah.
what's her name again?
Ochiba.
She's the mother of the heir, bro.
Yeah, this bitch. I'm like, who are you? I
And
swear
she's
to,
friends with Mariko.
Dude, I
childhood
swear
friends.
to God, when she came on screen, I go, who are you? Were
Really?
y'all like that? I didn't know who this was.
I think it was.
I
her
think
first
I
time.
think they already established that
on
she
the
was.
low-
Oh, maybe
I'm gonna
she
be
was
honest.
in when the
Her, right?
old Taiko died.
Yeah, her.
Okay.
Maybe she was in that scene. But we thought, hey,
I could have sworn we saw her earlier than that.
And
And they
earlier
explained
than
like,
that?
oh, that's the mother of.
I could be
the heir.
fucked. But at that point, she's just a background character, and we think she's a nobody.
Come on, man. You got me fucked, bro. You think I'm gonna know who this bitch is? Look how similar they look.
Javi's showing me a picture of
Mariko and
Mariko
Ochiba.
the other girl, the mother's heir.
Dude, I
They
was
look
like, who
similar,
are
yeah.
you?
But I could tell the difference though.
I was
Like I
like,
knew
I could
when
tell
one.
the
Let's just say. All right. So
What's it
that
called? Dude, I'm gonna be real with you. For the rest of the show, I don't know who this bitch was. I'm like, who are you?
Ochiba
For the rest of the show, you didn't know
bro,
who she was.
plays a major part of the story.
I was like, bro, what's going on?
For the rest of the show, you didn't know who she was.
Yeah, dude.
That's insane. What were you doing? Like, what is he doing? There's no way you're watching the show, Hav. You gotta be on your phone sometimes or something.
I like on some scenes I was.
What? There you go. Come on, now, bro. Like, there's no way, bro. What is it? What episode is this?
This is
6?
No, this is 5.
Episode.
We're
five.
halfway.
at the end of 5.
At the
At the
okay,
end of
so
5, yeah.
let's just say 6. So for the last remaining episodes, 4 episodes, you had no idea who she was.
Like I saw the shit that she was doing, but I was like, why is she doing all this? But I didn't question it. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, let's just proceed forward.
She's the mother of the heir, Taiko's son.
Oh, okay.
She's the mother, right? And she's close friends. Well, she was close friends, childhood friends with Mariko.
Yeah, that part I got.
Okay, and then that's it. That's
Okay.
not really, that's
I didn't know she was the mother of that kid. I feel I feel like I barely saw this kid too.
That's true.
The
Yeah.
kid's barely in it.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
He doesn't really.
He's not major.
He's a kid, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But also
Shit.
because
imagine if we got a scene of like kill him. Also, like kill him and they can like they listen to the kid.
no, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's another thing too is that because I barely saw that kid, I forgot about him low key. So when she was like, "Oh, she's the mother," of like what you said, I think I missed that because I'm like, what,
Oh,
who's
okay.
the heir? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, the
I
kid.
forgot about that kid.
Taiko's son.
Okay.
The one that's
Now
the one that
all
once
her actions make a little more
yeah.
sense.
So the one that's like once he's of age, he's gonna be the new
right,
Taiko.
right.
Yeah.
Right. But okay, so she was the mom. She's the
She
wife.
was the mom.
That's crazy. She young. When the Taiko
Oh,
was
yeah.
old, bro.
Well, yeah. Oh, I think at that point he didn't have an heir.
Yeah.
Like he tried, obviously he's been trying, but none of them either the baby died or none of them gave him a son.
No, so he has a wife. So the
that's
Taiko.
right. I heard some dialogue
the,
like
the
that.
Taiko has a wife.
Yeah, he does.
And he has a wife, and the wife is obviously older, and obviously she can't conceive. She's old. So what he did, I'm gonna go smash this bitch that can conceive a son for me.
And give me an heir.
So she's not actually the Taiko's like wife.
Wife.
It's no. Taiko already has a wife. It's do we see her?
Yeah, she died. Oh wait, it's later on, but like we do see her.
But we do see her, and I'm trying to, because like I said, Javi might not remember who she was. She's an older girl.
She's the older lady who later down in I forgot. I think it was the 8th episode or the 9th, where like she just had a stroke, and Ochiba goes visit her on her deathbed, and well, that I don't want to see that until we get to the episode, but yeah.
You know if you see the picture. Honestly, I have a feeling Javi's not gonna know.
No, I don't think you remember.
He's not gonna know.
Oh, this bitch, the one that always palled around with Mariko.
That's the Taiko's wife.
Oh,
And
But she
Ochiba,
used, but
she-
Taiko,
Lady Io.
Yeah, so
Io or Io?
one of the two.
Yeah.
one of the two, man. But that's all you got to know about her, right? And so Taiko, to having a son, he went ahead and had sex with a younger girl, and we get that scene. Don't we get that scene?
What scene?
We get like a scene of like her having sex with
Taiko.
Taiko, and she looked kind of like uncomfortable a little bit.
I'm trying to remember.
It's like a flashback. It's like super.
It's probably a
minuscule
flashback,
type shit.
yeah.
But whatever. Anyways, Jav, that's what's happening. Do you understand? Like, we good to go?
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
So
great.
hopefully now her actions make a bit more sense now.
All right, so now we're in episode 6.
Especially the ending.
Yeah, the ending. I was about to say, like, if you didn't know that, I was like, did you understand the ending then?
I was about to say.
Does that
'cause
affect your score?
Yeah, because the ending, she plays a major role.
The last couple episodes, I'll be honest.
Yeah, we'll get to
Well,
that.
yeah, I was about to say, because now we're in episode 6, and then we get a little bit of flashback, because we see a young Toranaga and his, like, basically his second command, his best friend, Hiro Matsu, accepting their rival's surrender. And this is the important scene, because we see that Toranaga basically had the ability to lead and be good in war at a young age. You know what I'm talking about? So this is a really cool scene.
Are you trying to find out who his best friends is? Huh?
I forgot who his name sounded familiar.
The dude that killed himself.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
This guy again.
Yeah.
Faces, bro. I got the faces. The names are the ones that throw me off.
All right.
I'll tell you, bro. Fuck this shit, dude. The names, bro.
But you just gotta know his best friend, and you're like, all right, that's.
But
it.
like, there was hella people talking to fucking Toranaga. I'm like, which one? But now that I see his face, yeah, the dude, yeah.
All right. Okay, so then
motherfucker.
after that, Toranaga waits for his half brother, who is jealous of him.
oh yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, and so they have a dinner for him. They host him up and everything. And
Well, this is after they mentioned Crimson Sky.
Yeah, this is probably after.
Yeah, because I remember this is the they had a
Yeah,
conversation.
because Ishido's like I remember they're having this meeting. There's this meeting, and they're like, "Yo, what are we gonna do, man? They're about to, we're gonna lose." And then I forgot who brought it up, but they brought up Crimson Sky.
It's
and
probably
then
Hitsumaru
Ishido
or
but
something.
no, it was his best friend. I think
Yeah,
his best friend mentioned
Hiramatsu,
Crimson Sky,
right?
and then
Hiramatsu.
Ishido's like, "What the fuck's Crimson Sky?" And that's where they explain what it is. The whole
Ishido was in prison in that scene.
not Ishido, Yabushige. Yabushige.
Yabushige.
I get those confused.
See what I mean?
Yabushige.
Yeah.
That's the dude. Ishido's the fucking villain. Though.
I was gonna say the villain. I don't remember him being in the scene.
Yabushige's like, what the fuck is this guy? Then they
What is it,
explain
man?
it, and then it's like, oh
I
shit,
thought
it's
Blackthorn
lit.
asked what it was.
I don't
No,
think Blackthorn
no.
was there.
Oh.
in
No,
that
no,
scene.
no, no.
It was just his
was Yabushige, I'm
his
pretty
generals
sure.
and shit like that.
All I know is that scene made me hype.
Well, yeah, they explain
Yeah.
what it
I
was.
was like,
right?
we go see that, right?
But he denies it. I'm pretty sure he's like, no, we're not.
He's
gonna
like,
do
no,
that.
we're not doing that. But
Yeah.
here's the thing.
At first he denied it. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on now.
No, but he's like, we're not doing this. We're gonna surrender. And all of this is the plan, though.
It's part
he
of the
doesn't
plan.
tell anyone.
The
He
plan.
doesn't tell Yabushige. He doesn't tell his best friend. He has Toranaga already has the plan set in stone. He's not letting people know because you never know. You can never trust anyone.
Right.
And so, fuck, where's I going with this? Crimson Sky. Fuck, where were we at right here?
Well,
When he
here
meets his brother.
We're having the dinner.
Oh yeah, okay. So what Tornaga's like, okay, we need to build an army, man, because they're gonna come get us any moment, just in case. I know someone to call, and that's where he hits up his brother. That's how we get introduced to his brother. We could use his army.
And who
boom.
was it same mother or same father? Because it's a half.
Half brother? He was a half brother.
But who was it? Same mom? Like, what do they have in common? The mom or the dad?
The mom.
The mom? Because I forgot because one of them wasn't his father a fucking he was what was his name? He was someone. I forgot.
I don't know. I don't think it's really that important. We just know that they're just half
All
brothers.
right, I forgot. No.
And like he has his own like army and shit like
yeah,
that.
but the big point is that he's jealous of Toranaga and his success, basically, and he's envious of him. So he hosts a dinner for his half brother where he belittles Toranaga like the entire fucking
Yeah, so
night.
the point of that was to try to convince him to join his side and fight, right?
Yeah.
And then like what he's saying, he's belittling him, telling him like story, like kind of fucked up stories, disrespecting him and shit.
And the fucked up part is, go ahead.
What?
Oh, what happens after during the dinner? Where
Like what? Like the reveal?
Yeah.
So we find, So the big reveal is we find out that his brother was already contacted by Ishido, the regents, and he's there for Toranaga's capture, surrender, basically. And the deal was that if he does this, then his brother will be part of one of the councils.
The last.
Exactly, man. And we're like, oh, that's Toranaga.
Your own half brother. That's cool.
That's crazy. But that sucks, man. Would y'all do that? Would you do that to your brother, man?
Your half
Like
brother.
betrayed him.
Betray your brother like that? But we don't know if they're close though. That's
I don't
the
think
thing.
they are. I think
if they were close,
I think
and
they
I get
said
it.
they haven't spoken in years.
All right, come on.
Yeah,
were
that's a
close.
wraps.
Bro, it's a wraps.
Yeah. So they.
That's true. Okay, it's a wraps.
And so after that happens.
Don't even answer the question then. It's a wraps.
So after that,
I'm doing the same thing. I would talk to you in 10 years, buddy. I'm trying to get this money. I'm about to be a council. I'm about to be part of the council, bro. Come on now. Get the fuck out of here. Anyways, Mario.
So after that, he basically says like, "I'll give you a response in the morning." And the next day, so two things happen before we get into the main thing. Or one thing. Jin, who is she's the person who runs the courtesans building.
Oh, the whorehouse.
Yeah, that house basically, right? She basically
girl.
asked Toranaga like, "Hey, I have like this vision where like I picture this whole like, basically the red light district in Japan." Right, that's basically what it was, and that's basically what she asked. And Toranaga eventually does give it to her. I think in the moment he says no or whatever the fuck, but in his will he says that he gives he will give her the land. And shit like that.
He said that he'll give her land to build that tea house or whorehouse or whatever.
I call it the red light
in the land
district,
of Edo or
Edo. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the whole situation.
And then after that, we see that
That's
Yabushige
crazy.
somewhat teaches Blackthorn the ways of the sword. While in the middle of their so-called training, Buntaro nearly kills Blackthorn. What y'all think about that?
That was like random as fuck.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
know.
yo,
Out of
bro,
nowhere.
let me try killing your ass.
All right, so this episode ends in a pretty big way, man.
Oh man, this is the one.
So pissed that Toranaga's son that when Toranaga's son sees that his dad is accepting this surrender, willingly going to Osaka, he gets pissed and takes action to his own hands, right? And so that night, Nagakoto attempts to kill his uncle, but right when he's about to deal the final blow, he slips and dies.
He slips in
Because
hits
his
back
head
of his head on the rock.
And like, dude, I was on break at work watching
And that's
this.
how it is.
because-
I was shocked. I was watching it here. I was like,
Yeah,
I was like
bro.
shocked, bro. I was like, there's
No way,
bro.
Like you're legit, bro.
And
You're
he's
right
dead,
there.
bro. You heard the crack.
Yep.
You see everything. It's
Yeah,
He's
raps.
fucking
Again.
dead, man.
On camera.
Yeah,
That's how you know.
that's fire, bro.
But here's the thing.
What's up?
Did y'all think this was a bitch ass way to die?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
And it was symbolism because before his death, he was talking with Omi, I think, in like a steam pond type shit, discussing like, oh, the situation of that's happening about, oh man, if my father's blah blah blah, and then Nagakata, I don't know, avocado, don't give a fuck. He pulls up and he's like, he basically just says, man, y'all tripping. I'm finna win this. I'm gonna be the new console. Y'all tripping. Right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, and then his son is like, well, we'll battle you. We'll go to war, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, dang, for someone like, you're so eager for war, blah, 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 all this shit. And then he mentions something like, oh, I want to die a beautiful death. That's what the point, like, I want to be in battle
That's right.
and die a beautiful death and have purpose. He says that, and then he starts laughing at him and stuff. And so this is his death, and he says it, his brother says like, it's like, dang, it was like, and it's so long. No, he said so much for a beautiful death, huh?
Yeah.
And like that just ties back to that. I'm like, dang, bro, that sucks. For someone who wanted to die in battle with honor and stuff, this is what he gets. And it's kind of like that symbolism is there, and it's like, dang, bro, it's raps. Like, but it was a bitch way to die, man. But that's like the whole point.
That was the point, yeah.
That was the point for his character,
Oh yeah.
and that's unfortunate. But because
It
of
sucks, bro.
But because of that, it kind of this played into this. This was like an advantage that Toranaga like had. So in a sense, it all kind of ties back to where. What's his name again? The son, Nagakata. Is that his name?
Nagakado. No, hold on. Let me see.
Well, his son, right? His point was he wanted to prove
Nagakado,
himself to
like
the
that,
father,
yeah.
to his father, and help his father.
Yeah.
Right with this shit.
It's
right?
all about that. Yeah.
And so because of this, his death, I already explained how it connected. And it also connects to him actually helping his father, which his death helps his father, extending his period of time of surrender and gives him more time to mourn, quote unquote, plan shit out and stuff. So in a way, he does eventually end up helping his father win this shit type shit.
All right.
At least that's what I got. I don't know if that's in your nose. That's how I saw it.
It's basically, yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. All right, so to move on, we get Toranaga travels home to mourn his son's loss. No, wait, no. His son, the loss of his son, my bad.
His son's lost.
Hell no.
His son's lost. Hey, hot potato. Hot potato.
And because of this, what's it called? Because of this kind of, what's it called? Because of this extends like his like execution, because at this point we find out that like, hey, they remember his execution, because remember they get that fifth member because of his brother.
Right.
So that because remember his brother is in charge of escorting him to Osaka. And so this happens. He sends out like, hey, my son died, bro. Like I get like another week or something. I forgot how much time
to mourn.
Yeah, so you get a set period to mourn. Marino informs Blackthorn that he is free from Toranaga's service and can reunite with his men. And so we see Blackthorn walking in I believe, I forgot where it was, but he's walking in some village or whatever, and he sees his men in some bar, dude.
Dude.
And they're drunk, they're fucking around. One of them gets pushed out of the building they're in, and he sees Blackthorn. He's like,
oh yeah.
I took it as they weren't being held captive. In fact, they were living lavish
type shit.
yeah, dude. I thought they were in prison.
That's what. The whole time he's like, I need to get back to my man.
I gotta see
Blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, man, these motherfuckers are stewing in the pot, literally. And then it's like, oh no, they're out here
Stewing in the pot.
I was like, oh no, they're just like drinking and having a good time. And I was like, damn, to think I even worried about y'all for a minute.
Yeah, and they have like a whole scuffle. I forgot what they argue for. Oh no, he was saying how like because of you we're here. We've been stuck here.
Basically
all we wanted to do was go home, but you brought us here. And that's what he's upset about. And then they have like a little scuffle.
Does this show? Does it like what's it called? Does it ever like dictate how much time has passed?
I think so. Yeah. Like
what are you talking about? What do you say?
He's saying, does this show Does this show
tell us how much time has passed?
Yeah, how much time has passed
From when his son died to this?
No, from like just I guess from the moment he came to Japan to now. And I'm pretty sure, dude.
Months,
I'm pretty sure,
bro. It has to be months, right?
I'm pretty sure there was a scene.
Oh no, it has to be months, because remember at the end, his consorts is like, remember his deal was 6 months when it's what's in my notes.
Yes, that's
there
what I'm talking about.
So it's probably been 6 months.
For 6 months. Oh yeah, yeah. So like around 6 months. We're at like maybe 8 months, 9 months, close to a year.
Yeah. So after that, Ishido proposes a marriage between him and Ochiba to strengthen their alliance and to basically like fuck over more Toranaga, basically.
And this is that's the Mariko's best friend girl.
Mariko's best friend. And then also, I believe, is it this episode or the next one? I think it's episode 9, where we like basically learn more about their friendship.
I think it's episode 9. I think it's episode 9.
9 was very Mariko centered.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's 9.
I
don't think I wrote about it, but I'm pretty sure it's 9. But what's it called? After that, Mariko's husband prepares a tea ceremony for her. So for basically to ask for forgiveness, but Mariko cannot forget his actions. You remember this part where he like basically like, hey, can we go back to normal, whatever? But Mariko kind of like walks away from it. You remember this part? It's this tea ceremony where like they both meet up, Mariko and Buntaro.
Oh yes,
remember this part?
Yes. Yeah. I remember. And he says he tries to. At least this is how I took it, Martin. I'm not sure. Like, wasn't he trying to kill himself and her?
Oh yeah. Basically, that's like his way of forgiving. Like, hey, we can both go out together.
Yeah, because what it is that because her Mariko's father was a traitor assassin that killed his lord or some shit at the time. That's why she's shunned upon. But because she has blood of a samurai, she's still respected. So, and her punishment because of that, obviously, Mariko she wanted to kill herself. She wanted to create seppuku because like, yo, my father is a traitor, whatever. I gotta die. I want to
die with my family.
I want to die. And so for punishment for Mariko was that she was forced to marry
and stay alive.
Because
her husband
at the time, like whatever I say goes, and that's how it is. We should go back to that. Anyway, hey yo, I'm fucking around. Chill, how? I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? No, man, we got to get those consorts too, girl. What you mean, girl?
I'll agree to that.
But like, I don't want to pay them though. Like, what the fuck?
Fuck, man.
Fuck. Anyway, I'm fucking around. I'm fucking around. Chill. So yeah, this is the time. So as punishment, she was forced to marry, and now that's basically why she's alive
and why she's in that situation.
And so here for forgiveness, Buntaro is like, I could give you what you want. Let's both die.
Mm-hmm. I'll join with you.
Type
like,
shit.
Nah.
And then Mariko was like,
I'm gonna do my own
Mariko
thing.
was like, man, fuck nah. Type shit. Yeah. Mariko was like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. That's some Miles Morales shit.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. Ain't that crazy, bro? Like, no. What I'm thinking of is like the old English shit. How they speak like properly, like, oh, here the blah blah whatever the fuck, and we out here talking like, I'm finna do my own thing. No cap. Like, what the fuck? Cap. I actually never say that, but like, I think it's just funny how we're talking about language and shit. How much English has changed, dude. That shit's crazy. Well, at least our Americanized English. But anyways, and then Mariko was. What did she say? Mariko was like, fuck that.
Wait,
she basically says like,
no,
fuck that.
like,
I'd rather die. Like,
yeah,
I'd rather
other
die
way.
without your ass. Or like,
Yeah.
she says something where she turns it down and like, kind of like disgusted, like, nah, like, you've hurt me so much type shit. I'd rather die without your ass. Like, something like that. I forgot exact words, and that's it. But I'm like, damn, bro. Like,
I remember now. He proposes that Tornado.
Yep.
mm-hmm.
It's fucking. You feel bad for him, but sometimes.
Wait, what does he propose to Tornado again?
That he like, oh, I wish to die with my wife.
Remember,
yeah.
And he wants to kill, like, give me permission to kill the
the
savage.
Blackthorn.
Yeah.
No, but this was hard, low key, because like, yo, do you suspect him of doing anything?
Mm-hmm.
No, or like, do you know for a fact or some shit? And he said no. Well, listen, if you suspect that your wife is doing this, you could kill the engine, but you're gonna have to kill your wife. That's what he said. You have to kill your wife too if you suspect it. And obviously he doesn't want to kill his wife. He's like, oh shit, like, nah, never mind. And he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
But ain't that crazy? Like, you had like the authority to kill your wife, and like even when that was close to happen like that, the wife would be like willingly like, all right,
like willingly accept it. Like, this is my
that's
fate.
crazy,
I
man.
do that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Hey yo,
That's
how you like?
motherfucker.
I do that.
Yeah.
That's
Bitch,
lit.
you cheated
That shit
on me?
lit. Kill her ass.
Well, yeah, you
I'll put it in her head.
Yeah, bro.
Type
You
shit.
cheated on me.
That's crazy.
funny.
Kill you and
And the guy.
And
That's
the-
fire. That's low key fire. No, we're fucking around. Bro's like, what the fuck?
Bro, I'm doing a podcast with some barbarians.
Barbarians.
With some savages. Andrew ass motherfuckers.
I do a podcast with 2 onions.
These barbarians.
These Andrew ass motherfuckers.
Bar's looking at us like, dude, chill out, man.
No, I'm just trying to move on to
I'm
the
trying
next
to kill them
fucking
all.
bullet
You know,
point.
fuck it. I'm trying to kill everybody.
Oh no.
I'm a villain.
That's funny.
Kill everybody.
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
All right. So after this, we actually cut back to what scene we actually already talked about, but we just skipped ahead of it, so we can skip it. It's just we find out why his men hated Blackthorn. It's basically what we just said, right?
Oh, yeah,
Not to
yeah,
repeat
yeah.
ourselves. So after that scene with after Blackthorn's confrontation with his men, Ida, which is the consort, looks at her land given to her by Torigano, because remember at this point Toranaga has written his will, and in his will he's given land to her.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So she's talking about like, oh, we're gonna have this over here. Look at my land. Oh my god, so beautiful, right? But then also with her is Alvito, imagining his church, but gets upset when he sees his new neighbors right next to where he plans to build his church.
Yeah, dude, that shit's
and I laughed, bro. I was
crazy.
like, damn, bro, your church is next to
But
a fucking red light district.
Why was that? Why did that deal happen again?
Oh, with Alvito, I think this goes back to the ship or Toranaga's master plan of Crimson Sky, where it's like, hey, if you agree to let Blackthorn live, I'll give you this land in Edo.
Oh,
to build
yes.
your church.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. I'm pretty sure it's more with Blackthorn than the fucking ship part of the episode.
Like we'll get if you let Blackthorn live and shit, we'll give you the space of land to build you a church. Like, you could build a church in Edo, and that church is right next to the fucking whorehouse, bro.
Yeah, and
Ain't
he's
that
like, "What the fuck?" Yeah,
That's
I
actually
mean,
fucked up.
That's fucked up. That's kind of way like Toranaga's way, like, "Yeah, bro, I'm only doing this because I have to, not because I want to." He's like, "I'm gonna put you right next to her."
Yeah, dude.
It was just fucked. But here we talk. Oh, I wish I was here for this one. But here we cut to Ochiba rushes to the Daiyon deathbed after she suffers a stroke, and her final wish is that she tells Ochiba not to ally with Ishiro. So this is the Taiko's wife, and she just had a stroke, and she's literally like a couple hours away from death. And last thing she tells Ochiba, Mariko's friend, is like, "Hey, don't ally with Ishiro." I forgot why, but those were her last words, right? And so after that scene, Toranaga's closest friend commits seppuku, leaving his vassals shaken. So remember, this is the end of the episode where like his generals are basically like, "Hey, we have to fight. Like, why are we surrendering? Let's do Crimson Sky, all that." And Toranaga's basically saying like, "No, we will surrender. I do not want to bring any more death to Japan. Like, why wage another war where we'll lose more samurai, more fathers, shit like that, more people, right?" And so not his right hand man, not Hitsumaru, but like his other vassals are like saying like, "No, we gotta fight." And Hitsumaru says, "Shut up, all of you. I'll talk to him. Let me do this." And he begs Toranaga to be like, "Come on, like, hey, I know." And this is a question I want to ask you. He's like, "Hey, come on, let's do this. If you don't commit to this, I don't want to see you go down this path. If you don't do Crimson Sky or you don't fight a war, I'm gonna commit seppuku as like." Who
said this again?
Hitsumaru. Remember the guy we were just talking about?
Yes.
The one that kills himself.
The best friend.
The best friend. He's like, "Hey, if you don't do this, like, I'm gonna kill myself as like a sign of like retaliation to you what you're doing right here." And so Toranaga's like, "All right, bitch.
Hopefully Javi comes
I
out,
call
but-
your bluff,
Oh,
motherfucker. I
Thank
call
God.
your bluff."
Javi came in the best part.
Came.
Hey, yo.
This motherfucker.
We just talked about how like Taiko's wife had a stroke and was dying, and her last words was told the mother's heir
Ochiba.
to not marry and side with Ishido. I don't know if you remember that, but in case you
Vaguely.
didn't, yeah, well, now you know.
Yeah. And
Okay, but yeah, now we're at the part where, go ahead, Mario.
where his right hand man Hitsumaru basically commits seppuku, killing himself as retaliation for him not accepting the surrender.
So yeah, Toranaga's best friend is like, "No, we ain't surrendering, bitch. Crimson Sky all the way." Toranaga's like, "Nah, man, you're a bitch." Toranaga's like, "Nah, man. We gotta surrender. There's no point of war. There's no point of killing a bunch of people unnecessary, blah blah blah, right?" And then he says, "Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna do seppuku because I don't agree with that shit."
That's hard.
And yes, right. And this is the part where like we're in the council and stuff, and he's calling his bluff and shit. And no, man, he does it, bro. He ends up doing seppuku, and he has Buntaro.
Buntaro?
I can't say his fucking name. Buntaro. Buntaro. Buntaro seconds him, like chopping off his head, and Toranaga witnesses his best friend
kill himself.
And just because Toranaga didn't tell him his plan.
Okay, so you do think that was part of it? Because I think it was.
I think it was
because of how the episode ended. Because the episode ends before we move on to that. The night Toranaga that night Toranaga reveals to Marco that his friend's death enables them to continue their fight and asks if she's ready to do her part. So it was all part of the plan, huh? From episode 1, baby girl.
It's part of the plan.
It's part of the plan.
And that must have been tough. I mean, did you know that, huh? or no? Were you confused?
No, I know that he said that like he told Mariko if she's ready to do her part.
No, his best friend. His best friend committing seppuku.
Right? Yeah,
Like
he
that
visits
was
his
part of
grave
the-
after, and he's like, I feel bad.
But
that
do you know,
died."
like, his plan included him doing that because he needed his right-hand man to die in order to fool.
Make it believable.
Like, hey,
that
like,
he's
yo,
truly
Toranaga's,
surrendered.
he's down and out. Toranaga's done. Like, there's no way he's
Like,
gonna
did you
revolt.
know that part?
Well, yeah, I got.
Okay,
I figured that out
Okay.
when he visited his grave.
Okay.
And he was like, your death has allowed me to.
Okay,
I forgot what
okay,
his
cool.
exact words were,
Cool.
but he was just like.
And that
basically-
was crazy.
I know. I was like, that's crazy,
Yeah.
dude. He watched his own friend die, all part of the plan.
Fuck.
I was like, this plan must work, bro. I must see hella bodies die in this war.
Hell no.
Oh god.
No, fuck you.
I know.
Fuck off.
I know.
No,
I know.
fuck off.
I know.
Hey,
I'm
man.
just- I know.
I want to see some fire.
I know.
No, the beauty of it. No, I will get to it. We'll get to it.
I already have my argument.
I know. I'm just laughing because
Fucking
I know
hot, bro.
Hector's being
bro.
I
reacting.
better
bro.
see fighting shit.
Okay, so we're
Better see heads being chopped off.
I know, bro. That's
Even though
funny.
it would be cool seeing like a lot of that, but
That's funny, bro.
it's just all right.
all right. So now we're in episode 9.
Oh no, but yeah, no. Sorry. In recap, real quick, it ends with fucking talking to Mariko. Is like, hey,
Yeah.
it's like,
This is all part of the plan.
No, that's not how it ends.
yes, it does.
No.
It ends with him saying, Mariko, are you ready to do your part?
I thought it ended with him telling his dead friend.
No.
So when is that? That's before?
That's
It
before.
it has
yeah,
to be
that's
before.
before
Really?
that. Because then after he ends up meeting up with Mariko,
Oh.
and then he ends up meeting
I
Mariko.
had those scenes switched.
No, it for sure 100% ends like that.
Oh.
I remember this scene.
Yeah, because Mariko, he's like, all right, well, everything's falling to plan type shit. Mariko, like, are you ready to do your part?
And she knew her part?
And she's
Or
she
did
knew
she? Okay.
she knew her part, and I think she's the only. Well, yeah, she
Up
I
until
don't
now.
Up until
up
there.
until now we know that she knew the plan and his best friend,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah, because it's crazy because like I think when he visited his grades, like I think he knew what I was saying, even though I never told him because he was my right hand man for up until I forgot, I don't know how old he is, but until he was like 15, until he's
Yeah.
man. So even he knew, bro.
Crazy, bro.
All right, so
And then and we're like, and this part I'm like, yo, what the fuck Mariko finna do, bro? What the hell's going on?
I
And
didn't
this
see
is
it coming.
this next episode is cool, man. I fuck with it. And this is the episode called Crimson Sky.
I can check. This
It
episode's
is.
called
It's Crimson Sky.
Yeah, this one's called that. Yep.
And
All right.
Javi's like, Javi's like,
Yeah, bro.
yes!
Yeah, bro. No, I'll admit, they got my ass. I'll admit, bro.
They got me.
They got my ass.
But here's the beauty, bro. That was Crimson Sky. Yeah. That was Crimson Sky.
I know. I get it, I guess.
It's
He
just
said,
not,
I-
it's just not
I
my
was
cup
like,
of tea.
I guess.
I guess. Javi was hyped. Crimson Sky. We're gonna raid Osaka.
For real,
We're gonna raid Osaka.
All right, so we see this episode begins with we see a pregnant Mariko trying to
Yeah.
trying
it's a
to
flashback, right?
trying to kill herself to join her family, but fails and is caught by her her guards and shit. I don't even remember. It's like
It was,
snowing
it
and
was a
shit.
flashback.
Yeah, this is when she's pregnant with her son, and I'm assuming
I'm
this
gonna
happened.
be real, bro. I didn't know she had
I
a
didn't
son,
know
bro.
that until I looked it up, and I was like, oh, that's what was happening. Because I thought she was pregnant. So I
No,
was like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
this is a
yeah.
flashback, but like, what's going on here?
But it's weird because like I don't think she never mentioned she had
never-
a son
the-
until in like till this point.
I think we do see the son, but he plays a minor ass role.
I thought we did see the son.
Yeah, I was about to say, but he's minor as fuck. Like, we
Remember? When Tara was like, you have my son giggling like he's a
Oh,
schoolgirl.
You're right. Yeah, but like the son just hates her mom because of like the bloodline, or, like what happened.
What
and
happened to his
stuff.
family, shit like that,
type
right?
Shit.
All right, and so basically, like
That's
after
my
that
mom,
scene,
though. Come on now.
yeah.
I was gonna say it didn't even see that he hated her. They were laughing at the dinner table when they were having dinner.
Well, it was
know.
until what's that scene?
This was this episode, I think, when he says like.
This episode, yes.
but
where,
I
like,
think
he ends
someone
up-
forced him to do that, didn't he? In the notes, it said that or something like. I could be wrong.
It's this episode where like he says, "Yo,
I'm
if
embarrassed.
you do this, I'm gonna disown you. Like I'm gonna disown myself." Type shit. Like you're not gonna be my mom no more if you do this. And that is the whole plan, which we're gonna get into.
All right.
ahead, Mario.
All right. So basically, after that, we see a young Alvito hand Mariko a small cross, and that's how we see the Christianity enter her life. So I remember
yes.
this. Basically, she's like depressed as shit. She's laying in her room sad as fuck, and Alvito talks to her like, "Hey,
And the father,
the father, like, hey, come, whenever you're down like this, talk to the father, and he'll help you way out." And that's basically how she gets religious and is introduced to Christianity.
Christianity.
All right, and so basically after that, we see Mariko arrives for an audience, seeing her long lost childhood friend for the first time in over a decade. But the pleasantry is soon gone, and Mariko takes this is okay. I thought we were okay. So I kind of put two and one. I didn't put the separation between two. So basically, Mariko enters this like room full of the regents and shit, and her friends in there or whatever the fuck. And basically, she's like, "Hey, I have to go back to Osaka. My lord Tornaga requested me to go back, and ultimately my duty is to him." So I'm gonna leave, and the purpose of this is to prove to these people who are also in Osaka, the other regions, like, hey, are we held hostage? Because if she can't go,
because at this point,
I can't go.
Because at this point, Ishido is holding people hostage.
Not really, but he's not saying it publicly.
He's not saying it, but he's
Like-
making it, nobody could leave type
Yeah.
stuff, right? And so the whole plan with Mariko is like, okay, because once a lord has given you order, like there's a law that says, okay, this person's allowed to do what their lord has ordered them to do. If not, it's unlawful, and it's like,
Loki, I love this.
and it's pretty much disrespect. And so the whole situation is like, okay, do we let Mariko leave with Toranaga's vassals, like
Yeah.
other vassals,
like
and stuff?
his party, basically. That's in
Yeah,
Osaka.
and so she's saying, and we're at the part where the council where she like stands up for herself.
Dude,
like,
it's badass.
I am
I'm
blah, blah, blah,
Mariko,
samurai.
son of samurai.
Type
It was
shit.
hard, bro.
And
It
I'm
was hard.
allowed to leave whether you like it or not. I must fulfill my
Duty to
I don't know what I'm
Toranaga.
talking.
Why are you talking?
I don't know.
No, he's trying to talk like a Mariko. I get
I'm
it.
just fucking around.
Yeah.
But like, I don't even write the accent, but I'm just fucking around. And she says that, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm samurai this, samurai that. Like, I am ordered by my lord
To escort
so-and-so.
Toranaga's ladies, what it says right here. Okay, bet.
Yeah.
That's what she was ordered to do.
And so the whole plan of the situation is like, okay, cool. If she ends up leaving, because the whole plan is trying to split divide between the regions, the council, and everything. So the whole plan is, okay, if she's able to leave, then that shows that everyone else in like the
Osaka.
vassals and stuff in Osaka are allowed to leave as well, right? And then that would put like, what's it called? That would cause like division.
within the council.
But if she's not allowed to leave, then she's being held hostage, and she proves a point. We cannot leave Osaka, and that causes
more
divide.
division. Yeah.
Within, so it's like a lose-lose situation, buddy. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Type shit. And that was hard as fuck. And so now they're ordered to leave, and she's like walking. Go ahead, Mario.
And so basically, she's ordered to leave, and then that's how that scene ends. And this is when we get the scene with the son, where the son's like, "Hey, if you wait, or does this happen after she tells like, hey, if I'm not allowed to leave, I'm gonna kill myself?" The son talk, because I have here Mariko's son Ryuji tells her that he's ashamed to be a part of her family. Mariko still attempts to. Oh no! It happens before.
This is before she.
Yeah. Because I was reading, I was like, wait, does this happen after? Did I skip this by accident? I just wanted to make sure.
So this is before she leaves.
Okay, so
her
yeah.
son ends up. We actually get a one-on-one.
He's trying to dissuade her, and I think Ishido told him to do that, bro.
Probably, dude. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
But she's saying how. What was he saying? Like,
he's like, I'm
don't
ashamed.
leave.
Like, if you do this, like, oh, people make fun of me,
Yeah.
because I share your name, and if you do this, I'll be ashamed to be your son, and I'll be ashamed that you're my mother, and that obviously that breaks Mariko down because she has to go through with it. So she has to go
And
through
like, that
knowing.
shows like how loyal she is to Toranaga, man. Like, you don't fuck my son.
Yeah.
My lord is where it's at.
Yeah. So after that, Mariko still attempts to leave Osaka, but is stopped by Ishido's men, and then she orders her men to cut them down. And here, you like this scene, so I'll let you take
Man,
care
this
of
is
it.
fire as fuck.
The fight.
This well, I mean, the whole point, the whole premise is like fire as fuck, because like
Yeah.
they're being escorted out, and Ishido's men is blocking the place. Like, hey, sorry, Miss Lady, but we need some permits.
Yep.
We can't leave. Blah blah blah. And he said, well, I don't have any permits. I am ordered by my lord to meet him in Edo, or where was it?
No, it was Edo. I think it was Edo.
Was it?
I think it
or
was
it's that
Edo.
other village. I don't fucking know, man. I forget.
No.
But I am ordered, so can you please move? And he's like, I'm sorry, but by Oshido's rules and orders, you cannot leave this premise without a permit. If you don't have a permit, you cannot pass. And this is the part where she's like, very well, or some shit. She's like, and she calls one of the samurais, like, so and so. It's like, please kill him. And she walks away, and then he like bows, like, yes. And he does like this crazy samurai moves, and that shit was hard as fuck,
It
man.
was,
Just the whole like, yo, kill his ass, like if she was nothing, like if he was nothing, bro. And so they're moving closer. Now they're like in this box, like confined, like area, and more men pull up, and she's like, well. And all the regents, the councils are like watching, people like higher ups are watching and stuff, watching everything play out, including Blackthorn and stuff. And she's ordering, saying, it's like, these men are not letting me fulfill my duties. I need to leave and stuff. And this is where that's where like the whole fight ensues. Like, please kill them. And they start fighting and stuff.
But it's unfair.
And everybody dies, bro.
It's unfair, bro.
Everybody dies. Everybody gets. Wait, what's unfair? What are you talking about?
They were shooting arrows, bro. It was unfair.
Oh yeah, so everyone. So they shot an arrow at one of the first, like one of her samurais.
Yeah, only them though.
Yeah. And so that's where they fight ensues. Everyone's and it's funny because Mariko's standing in the middle, while everyone's fighting around her because she cannot die. Keep in mind, she cannot die, and that's like another situation. If she ends up dying by the hands of Ishido's men or something, that will cause an uproar. Just because even though her father was like a traitor and stuff like that, her bloodline is still sacred and still part of. It's also and she's a vassal.
There we go. There
to Toranaga.
So if you kill a vassal to Toranaga, it's like you're saying
to any lord. It's a complete disrespect.
Yeah,
and that's why she's like Toranaga, and that's why one of the consuls also said Miracle must not be harmed or some shit. So this is lit as fuck because it's like, yo, bro.
So much.
Either way,
this
it's a
fight.
dub.
It's a fight, but it has so much fucking meaning.
Exactly. Either way, it's a dub.
Yeah.
Because no matter how it goes, whether she's not allowed to leave, it's still a dub. If she dies, it's still a dub. Unfortunately, right? Mm-hmm. And so everyone is dead at this point. She says, you know, fuck this shit. More men pull up. She does men pull up. She gets like one of her blades and she starts doing her little dance like type shit. Mm-hmm. Not dance, actually. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
she
starts fighting too. Yeah,
she starts fighting too. Not really fighting, right? She's just trying to get away. And she's like really frustrated, about to cry. You know, she's like, I cannot pass with all of these men. I cannot leave on the orders of my lord's behalf or some bullshit. Mm-hmm. And because of this, I can no longer live with myself. I failed to fulfill my lord's duty. And for that, I will create seppuku tomorrow at sunset. And that's where it's like, oh shit, bro, it's a wrap.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. I'm like, damn, it's a fucking wraps. And this is where I'm like, fuck, bro.
Nah, bro. You can't. That can't happen.
Man, Mariko, man, you can't do that to me, man. Fuck.
Hell no.
And so so after this, and then
after this, this all happens before she commits seppuku, by the way.
Yeah.
Mariko and her old friend meet up before trying to sway one another to switch sides, but both fail. So she calls hey, I want to see Blackthorn, but in order for her to understand Blackthorn, Mariko has to come. So they have this whole talk, but it goes nowhere, man. Basically, right? Yagu at this point also Yabushige accepts Ishido's offer of loyalty under one condition. We don't know what that is at that point. Remember they meet up. It's hey, I'll hook you up with a nice little spot after Toranaga's defeat. You just gotta do this one.
Yeah.
thing.
So originally Yabushige wanted to offer the Anjin to Ishido. Remember, as like a sort of peace offering, and like, yo, look, I have Toranaga's like main thing. I can give him to
Hatamoto, and he can,
exactly, right. And then Ishido's like, fuck no,
we don't want him.
I don't accept. Bitch, you're gonna die, type stuff. And then later on, that's where like that happens. Like, hey, we got a message from so and so. You're welcome to. He accepts your offer under one condition. Yeah. And then we later find out what that is.
Yeah. And then after that scene, we cut back to Mariko where she's about to commit seppuku. But right before, and I really thought she was gonna do it, bro. Right before she walks in, we hear like someone yelling in the background, like Mariko or some shit like that. And it's Ishido walks in and then basically just throws the paper of the permit she needs to leave. And so I was like, oh my god, we're leaving. She doesn't have the seppuku. I'm watching this in at work, and I'm like, oh my god.
No, you forgot to mention too. Like, she's about to do it, and she wanted one of the regents to second her because
Oh yeah, you're
her
right.
belief, her Christianity, suicide is like a sin.
Yeah.
So he wanted he wanted the other Christian regent or whatever to second her, and I guess he didn't want to do it for
like that, yeah.
Because I think Ishido said something to him. I forgot
something
what.
like that.
So then she's like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna have to kill myself, and that's a sin to me, my belief." And that's where Blackthorn is like, "I'll do it." And we get that moment with them. It's like, "Oh my god, bro!" Like I'm like, "Please don't do it." And the fact that she was about to do it, Ishido comes in and says, "Here's your permits. You're free to leave." I don't know why I said
that. You said it like a Russian accent. Like, "Here's your permits."
It was Russian.
It was Indian accent.
Yeah.
Here's your permits. You're free to leave. That's funny as fuck.
What the fuck?
Okay, listen. Okay,
Listen, yet.
yeah. No, listen. Whatever, like, Javi said, even with you, Javi, when Javi said this, I talk in a certain way, or like any characters, I just come up with a random voice. It's not particular. It's just a random voice that just comes up in my head, and for some reason, that's just what came out. All right. So he's like, "You're free to leave."
He still does it.
It's so stupid because I can't make a Japanese accent. I don't know.
It's hard, bro.
So, anyways, you're free to leave. Here's your permits, and he's like, "Oh my god, everything's going according to plan." Especially when as Ishido's leaving, the other vassals of other regions said, Ishido, if Mariko Sama can leave, we'd like to leave as well. And this was the point.
Yeah.
Right? And I think he said,
you have to wait for your permits.
You have to wait for your permits in the morning or some
shit like
some
that.
bullshit.
Like one by one, motherfuckers.
And now Mariko is saved. She's like, oh my god, no fucking way. Blackthorn, they're like, fuck yeah. They do freaky deaky. They end up fucking again at night. And now we see Yabushige up at night just having a smoke. He's not really smoking. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
He's just walking around.
He's just up top. Like he's in this top area. And he's just like doing a weird lookout type shit. Like, yo, what the fuck going on? Some other dude comes up behind him. He's like, oh, hey, how you been? They have like a little banter, little talk. And he ends up killing him. And we're like, yo, what the fuck, Yabushige? What are you doing? And we find out he goes down and he opens a gate. He opens like a pathway. And a bunch of like shinobi assassins starts pouring through. And we're like, yo, no way, bro. Yabushige betrayed Toranaga once again. Flippity flap, flippity boop boop type shit, bro. What the fuck's going on now? He flipping more than Daredevil and She-Hulk. That's crazy. He flipping more... he flipping and flapping it. And so we're like, yo, what the fuck? And so we find out that these shinobi assassins are out to kill Mariko. And Yabushige is obviously like portraying like, yo, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. They end up going to this shelter building with like big ass doors, and then they end up to destroy the door. They plant TNT. They're like, oh shit, what's about to blow? Blackthorn's like, yo, Yabushige, help me move this shit to cover the damage. And as soon as the bomb was about to go off, Mariko-sama, she goes in front of the door like on some Jesus shit. And she says a line. I forgot what she says. She's like, Mariko-sama, sacrifice something. She says something. I forgot what. And the doors blast open and she just blasts. Flies, bro. And that's how literally the episode ends, bro. I was shocked as fuck, bro. There's like no way they just killed Mariko, man.
Yeah, bro.
There's no way.
Yep.
And part of me was like, nah, she had to survive. Come on. She probably just got like pushed and like got hurt real bad. No way she dead as hell. But later on, next episode, she dead as hell, bro.
She dead. Yeah.
It ain't raps after all.
And that was Crimson Sky, and that was basically it, man. Mariko did her part and she was able to create huge divide, and because of her death, it just added more to that situation. Because like, yo, she died, bro. Like, what the fuck's going on? That's
Ishido's man killed her.
And the next episode, we're finally the last episode. Episode titled Shogun. We get a.
It was.
Yeah.
It was episode 10, Shogun.
Shogun.
I don't remember that.
It's called Shogun.
No, it's called A Dream of a Dream.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna say
it's right here. I have it right here,
bro.
A Dream of a Dream.
Dang, you're right. What the fuck? I thought it was Shogun. Damn, I guess I was looking at something else. Yeah, I thought it was called just Shogun. I'm like, oh shit, like is this it? Like what the fuck? But I guess that makes sense because the episode starts off with a
Blackthorn
with a. Well, yeah, we don't know it's Blackthorn. And well, you make the
you like based off clues, you know it's him.
Exactly. We get an old Blackthorn, like, yo, about to die type shit, bro.
On his deathbed.
And he has like his grandkids looking at his swords, yo, like talking about his swords and stuff. And we find out, okay, this is Blackthorn, man. He's this is where he is older. And I think Mario, you said it like, oh, is this like a dream or something? Did you say that?
Yeah, that's what
I don't think it was. I think that's what it is. Like that. That's just like I don't think it was a dream. I personally don't think it was a dream.
What do you think it was then?
I think it was what happened. Like that's like okay, that's what happened. Same thing with the other flashback when all the wars when Toranaga was explaining his plan.
I think that actually happened, that war one. But the reason why I think that one's a dream was because he has Mariko's cross, and we know at the end of this episode he dumps that cross in the ocean.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So
that's why I think that one's a dream.
Yeah. Because
I think that dream serves a purpose and like kind of awakening him, like, yo, this is my purpose now. If I like,
but if he had that dream first with Mariko's cross in his hand, like, wouldn't that want him to like? I guess wouldn't that make him want to keep it instead of like tossing it?
I don't know, bro.
Or maybe it was kind of a no. You know what? No, because then it's probably like. No, you know what? No, because it's probably...
You know what I think it serves? It serves as if he holds on to this is what will happen. He will live a life...
Like, he'll never forget it.
Like, he'll live a life of sadness, and he'll end up lonely... Not lonely, but like, he'll end up sad, laying on his deathbed full of regret or some shit like that. Yeah. I think that's what that dream purpose. Is
No,
the
you're right.
purpose
Yeah,
of that
makes
dream.
sense. That makes sense.
That's what I think it does.
So like that's why he ended up
Mhm.
letting go of the cross to let
yeah.
go.
So he wakes up from that dream, and that's when Hector talks about Mariko's
yeah,
death.
you're right.
She's
You're
just
right.
she's laying there, dead as hell, bro, and he's fucking he's
She didn't look that. She was in pieces. So I was like, yo,
Yeah,
she gotta
okay.
be alive. Come on,
this motherfucker. Hell no.
She got to be alive, bro. But no, she was dead.
Mm-hmm.
She was buried the next day.
So after that, now that Mariko is dead, the region's lost allies, and Toranaga takes back his surrender and instead fights a war. So after he does that, Blackthorn is escorted out of Osaka by Alvito, surprisingly, his men, but doesn't kill him because Mariko made a deal to save his life. So before she died, remember they met up to like she asked him to forgive her of her sins.
Yeah.
So in that moment, we don't see it, but we know now in that moment she also asked that of him, right? Okay. So after that scene, Blackthorn goes back to that fishing village that we saw in the first episode, and we see that his boat got destroyed, bruh.
Yeah.
It got destroyed.
And we later find out it was the Catholics or the Christians.
No, I thought it was. Oh, we'll get to
It was
later.
a Catholic or Christians.
We'll get to it later. Hold up. And then we also see that Yabushige is arrested because someone saw him let in the shinobi.
Oh, yeah,
I was so
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
happy, bro. I was like, yeah, fuck you, bitch.
You got caught,
Fuck
bro.
you,
Finally, you got
bitch,
caught.
Mariko's dead. Oh my god. Okay, so then here's kind of a part that kind of showcases how lonely or alone Blackthorn is at this moment. Blackthorn goes back to his home, and him and Fuji, his aide, says that her service to Toranaga is done, and she will become a Buddhist nun.
That's crazy.
And Blackthorn's like, no, like stay being my consort. I want you to stay. But she tells him no, like, no, I'm gonna be a nun. And that basically tells Black like, yo, I'm alone and I'm stuck here because I can't go back to England. And when that specific scene, bro, I really felt for it because I was like, damn, bro, he is alone. The person we're assuming he was.
And while this
life.
is happening as well, since the Erasmus, his ship was destroyed, Toranaga and his men are basically searching for the person responsible for doing that, and they're killing people and shit, like doing like dude, that's fucked up. Like he's killing people that are trying to find out who it was that destroyed the engine's ship situation. So that's happening while in the background.
And so after that, Blackthorn apologizes to Toranaga for his disrespect. He realizes that his deal for his life must have promised the Catholics that they could burn his ship, making him less of a threat. Blackthorn attempts suicide, but is stopped last second by Toranaga. Having proving his loyalty, Toranaga asks Blackthorn to rebuild his ship, eventually making him a fleet.
Yeah,
Now,
so he's so at this point he's like Blackthorn is like, yo, like what are we doing, man? Why are we killing every people and shit? Like I already know who did it. It was Mariko, and he explains it to it. Hey, Mariko made a deal with the Christians or whatever the fuck that for my life, to keep me alive, they'll destroy my ship. So you don't have to kill anyone. It was her all along. We know what happened. We know who the traitors were, whatever. And Toranaga just couldn't accept it at that time. And then it wasn't until Blackthorn was like, well, all right then, kill me, and then have me die, whatever, and then have everyone else be saved. Because I was using, and he comes out, I was using you. I was trying to use you for my benefit, for my war with Portuguese or whatever the fuck. And he's saying all this stuff, and then that's where he's like, yeah, fuck this, and he tries to kill himself, and then Toranaga stops him, and then from there on out, like that's where Tornaga's like, yeah, he loyal.
All right.
Go on. And then we find out why he was loyal. We later find out, like he reveals the big thing
What are you talking about?
at the end.
Okay.
That it wasn't Mariko.
Yeah. So Yagushigi prepares for his death. And him and Toranaga have one last convo before he chops his head off, which I love this part. But here's where like I'm like, wait, what you said about the Catholics burning his boat? He says to him that he ordered his men to burn the boat as a test of loyalty to Blackthorn, and that he sent Mariko to Osaka so she could do what his army could not.
Yeah. So the whole ordeal was like the whole Crimson Sky situation. We already know that Toranaga is going to be outnumbered. So what he did was he sent Mariko to cause that dilemma, which is true. Like, yo, she did everything that my army couldn't do.
Yep.
And that was create that divide. Because with her death, her death was intentional, caused her best friend, the mother's heir, to be
Ochiba.
upset and to
Not ally.
and to now ally with Toranaga. You right? So that's one. The other thing as well is that Toranaga was the one that destroyed the engine's ship, and not Mariko. And the reason, and he was basically killing innocent people to show like, oh yeah, we're trying to find people who did it. And the fact that Blackthorn told the truth, hey, no one in this village did it. It was Mariko. This is what happened, or whatever. Really, it was Toranaga, and he's like, oh wow, like he's not blaming it on anyone. Like this could be an advantage for him to blame someone else or whatever. But no, he's being truthful. He'd rather die than have these innocent people in like the village keep like die, whatever. And so that's where he showed his loyalty. And he said himself, I probably won't tell I'll probably tell the engine that I did this. He'll probably finish rebuilding his boat, and by then I'd probably have to destroy it. Because likely Blackthorn would be pissed or whatever and like try to use it on him, and unless he's eluding, I might have to destroy it unless he gets crazy, whatever the fuck. So that's that. That's the whole situation with the loyalty shit, Mario.
Yeah.
Do you understand
Yeah,
that?
no. I was just making sure because you were talking about it, but you weren't saying that part. I
don't want to say it because he said it here.
All right, I just wanted to make sure because
Yeah.
I'm just like, wait a minute, bro. I'm pretty sure that's not how it went down.
No,
All
yeah,
right.
no. He revealed it
that
here.
time. Yeah, this is when he revealed it, and I was just like, whoa, shit.
Yeah, and so
This is when like I love the writing. I was like,
yeah, and so the plan was like, okay, cool. There's gonna be a war between each regions, whatever. Ishido is obviously gonna have the bigger allies, and stuff, with
this
the mother's heir. But because of Mariko's death, because of Mariko's death, she's now gonna be allied with Toranaga, and there's no way that
she withholds support
exactly that
to Ishido. So her army, the Taiko's army, does not help Ishido, giving Toranaga a fighting chance in this war. Right?
Yeah.
And so, so that's what happened there. Blackthorn takes Fuji out to sea. And by the way, we see all this in a vision, like how this plays out and all that. I just want to make sure, because this is what happens when like he tells Yashu. He said have? Yabushige. There we go. Fuck.
Yabushige.
He tells him all this, and then after that, he chops his head off. He officially dies. I'm happy as fuck. So that motherfucker.
Because he's not really going into it. Because we get a he's not because we get a scene. Because I'm not explaining it. We get a scene of the actual armies, like everything's going down.
Yeah.
Everything's actually going down. Oh shit, Crimson Sky, whatever the fuck. Well, how you wanted.
The war.
Oh,
The war.
that's why I said the vision.
But you didn't mention what was happening in the
Oh yeah, my bad.
we get all of the armies. Ishido's ready, whatever, and Toranaga's ready, and then Ishido gets that letter and he realizes, oh shit, I don't have fucking the heir's army.
Yeah.
So I'm fucked, and that causes peace because it's like, oh well,
The war is over
fuck
before
it,
it
let's
ever
not
began.
fight then.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it civil then. Let's not fight, and that's how that ends. And then Yabushige was like, dang, I wish I could see that. I wish I could see like so many things I could see, witness and stuff. And I think Toranaga says, why tell a dead man the future?
Yeah.
Or some bullshit.
Yeah, he know exactly that.
Oh, is it? He's like, why tell a dead man the
future?
future? And then that's where Yabushige's like, he a bitch. And he stabs himself. And he does the seppuku. And then that's where Toranaga just
Chops
slices
his
his
head
fucking
off,
head.
bro.
His head and his body fall into the ocean. And I was like, damn, bro, that's actually fucked. But anyway, so after the vision, that was the whole vision and stuff.
Yeah.
That to me, it's like, okay, that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's just like this.
No,
that's the future. That's
actually what happened. Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah, so after that vision and all that shit, Blackthorn takes Fuji out to sea and explains the burial at sea as they both needed help moving on, and they dump her family's ashes and Mariko's ashes into the sea, and he also dumps Mariko's cross in the ocean too.
And then Fuji says something cool, is like, let your hand be the last to touch her, or something like that.
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah, right. And
I like that.
And the last thing I have here is that it's that the villagers help Blackthorn pull the ship out of the sea.
Oh yeah, I think that was low key. We skipped that. I think that was before.
That was before. Fuck, I have it here.
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, we have. It's just Blackthorn with the people in the village pulling his ship onto to shore, and then we see like another conflict, like that's like another resolution to a conflict, and that's Buntaro helping him. And now I guess
Yeah.
they're cool. Like, yo,
Okay,
my
cool.
wife died, this and that.
All right, because that's
yeah,
the
what?
last bullet point I have. But doesn't it end with like Toranaga saying like I'm gonna introduce an era of peace or some shit like that? Doesn't it end?
Something I'm trying to remember actually.
Because I thought that's how it ended. Because that's the last bullet point I have. So and I go by how like I just scrolled down. I mean, you see.
Oh yeah, it probably. You know what? Then it probably did end that way.
Because it says like it's what's it called? It's Blackthorn settling into his new life. So I'm like, oh, that sounds like an ending.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's
I
probably
think,
how it
yeah,
ended.
It probably it did probably. Yeah, you're probably
Yeah.
right.
So basically, it ends with Toranaga becomes the Shogun. Which is
And
crazy.
how he punch in the air.
Yeah, for real.
How he
bro.
punch in the air, man. What the fuck? I want to see that battle.
For real.
Shogun 2, dumbass.
Nah, unfortunately, there's only gonna be one season, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's based off of that book.
Off of that book.
And
You know,
I guess-
I think in real life, like the actual history, Ishido, he gets executed. I think I read that somewhere.
Really?
Hold up, let me see. I think it's one of the fun facts. Hold up.
Oh shit. Got fun
yeah.
facts and shit. That's crazy.
Fuck is this cape shit?
Hell
crazy.
no. All right, stoop the fuck up. Okay. As in the series, the army is allied with Tokigawa Ishio, who that's the real guy's name in real life,
Oh okay.
who was portrayed as Toranaga in the show.
Mm.
And Ishida Mitsunari, who is Ishido in the show, meet at the Sengekai Gara, where they fought their decisive battle. Before the battle, news of the suicide of Akechi Tama Hasokawa Gracia, aka Mariko.
God, what the fuck?
So the suicide came out. Reached her husband Hosokawa. I know.
It's hard to pronounce
Tadogaki, some shit like that, who is Buntaro.
You might as well just say the show names. Skip the
All
real
right,
names.
bet. I just figured I'd give the real name because you know what the fuck. So basically, Buntaro was a part of an army composed of an alliance of warlords assembled by Lusayu to subdue Yusegai, one of the regions. Kagekatsu, who had retreated to his own fief, which is fief means land. That's what it means. In Aizu, which is the name of that land, and did not respond to the calls to return to Osaka. When Tadogaki heard of his wife's death, which is Mariko, he was furious and vowed to destroy Mitsuru with Ishido. It is easy to imagine that Ishido's anger spread through the other generals, many of whom were vassals of Torimaru, that is Toranaga, including Tadogaki. The death of the Togadogaki's wife was such a shock to the generals that they decided to move directly to Osaka to put an end to the Mitsuran rebellion, which is Ishido.
Okay.
It was these generals who rushed west and dealt with the allies several blows before Ishido made it to the Sengeki Gara plain, where the decisive battle was to take place. The generals under Ishio's banner formed a strong front and united to their goal to defeat Mitsurari's forces. Due to the quick movement of the Tadogaki and his fellow warlords, Mitsurari didn't have enough time to consolidate his position. His allies were divided, causing confusion and delays. The army of the Kabukawa, one of the largest armies in the Mitsurari alliance, was stationed on a hill. After several attacks by the Lusaru forces, the army fell on the flanks of Musari's allied forces, causing them to panic and flee. A few days after the battle, Musari, who was Ishido, was captured and executed. So in real life, Ishido, they fought.
Yeah.
Like we saw,
How he
but
wanted
he
that,
was
right?
captured and he was executed.
Have you wanted to see that?
Yeah,
Let me
because
see that shit.
when I read this, I was like, "Oh right, Buntaro never
I didn't
found
know.
out she died." I was like, "Oh shit,
Oh really? I thought he
did he
knew.
die? Was he in the room? I thought he wasn't. I thought he was with Toranaga."
No, I mean I just assumed like he knew, and maybe that's
But
why
when-
maybe that's why he ended up helping Blackthorn. Like, oh, you know what, man?
It could have
like,
been. Yeah, you're right, maybe.
That's
Fuck.
just, I don't know. That's just how
But
I
yeah.
interpreted it.
But yeah, man, that's in real life. Ishido died.
I had no idea that it was
was
like
executed.
actual like real shit. Like,
No,
real
it's
life
based
shit.
off real events, but the author who made the book just
Decided to
switched the
make a
names.
book.
Like he switched a couple of things, but he based it off real events, which was cool. He just tweaked the names and shit like that.
Gotcha. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
But yeah, man,
And that was
that was the
Shogun.
end of the show.
Man.
Fabulous show in my
And
opinion.
do you want to like say your piece of what like you said you wanted to counter with Hive or something like
Well,
that?
I feel he should first say what his argument is to what.
Oh,
you know
I
what
guess
mean?
you could just
then we
dump
can just
Hive.
counter it, both of us, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, Hive, you could just dump like the issues
For
that you
me,
have.
Yeah.
no, I mean,
Are you good, bro?
I'm cold as fuck, bro.
Really?
That's crazy because
right
he said
under
it was
the
hot
AC.
outside. Remember?
Yeah, right.
I'm right under the vent, bro. I'm
Oh,
cold
shit.
as shit. I'm gonna get sick. What's it called? No, man. For me, I thought the show was fire. It's just for me, I thought that I was going to get a last battle, and I thought that's what this was all going to lead to. Especially when you see the conflict between Toranaga and Ishido build in the beginning, and like how like the whole like with Crimson Sky and like him training his people with the cannons. I knew that there was going to be a battle coming. That when I didn't get that, I understand like how the show ends, and like I don't know. For me, it was a bit like I don't even know like this lack of a better word. It was a bit anticlimactic because I thought I thought it was going to end like that.
Yeah.
What he's saying, like the whole battle between him and Ishido, like I thought it was going to go and lead up to that. But when it didn't, I just kind of felt like it left me wanting something more. And the creator of the show said that they weren't planning on doing a season 2 because that's where the book ends. But he wasn't open to making it. So who knows, right? Maybe, but
think they
realistically,
should,
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
they should either.
I don't know if realistically,
season, that's it.
I don't know if realistically they would come back for it. But that was basically it. It was just that it left me wanting more. It left me like I thought that's what we were going to get, that big battle, and I didn't.
Yeah, I think yeah, that makes sense. I could see why you were thinking that, and many people were thinking. Even I was, I guess, thinking about that, like the first episode. But then later on, I'm like, okay, I'm understanding everything. It's more winning the war with strategic moves and political, like winning the war politically, and that's what it was. Like for example, like episode 9, Crimson Sky. It was named Crimson Sky because Mariko going to Osaka. That was the Crimson Sky.
Right.
Was metaphorically she was the army. She was invading, and she did what she had to do, and she did it. That was so to me it's like it's symbolic because like that was Crimson Sky, and I kind of like how you would think that okay, we're gonna see Toranaga become Shogun, right? We're gonna see him become Shogun through Crimson Sky, raiding the village or through war or whatever the fuck. But really, the process of him becoming Shogun is when Anjin set foot on Japan. And that's where he started calculating every single episode, every single thing that he was calculating, every single plan. That was Shogun. That was him becoming Shogun. And he didn't necessarily need to create a war to become that Shogun.
Right.
And to me, me personally, I think that's such a cool like way to write the story. Is okay. You see the process of him becoming Shogun, not the process of setting up an army and having a huge battle, but strategic political plans that it started ever since the show started. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. And the whole metaphoric symbolic thing with Mariko being the army and that being Crimson Sky, like I was like, yo, dude, that's, to me at least, I'm like, that's really creative writing, and that's something. Because to be honest, bro, if it went down like the way you're saying, to be honest, that's kind of like typical. It's like generic.
Right.
If we're gonna be honest, we see that like there's a bunch of movies and shows that like do that.
Right.
So for it to write it in a certain way where it doesn't lead to that, what people are usually expecting,
Right.
and to do it differently, I just think it's really fucking dope, man. I really enjoyed the show, man. But that's just. What about you, Mario? Like, do you agree? Do you want to add on to that stuff? And like, there's no more negatives. I could have sworn didn't you have more negatives? I could have sworn there were some more negatives.
I'm assuming there were more nitpicks than a negative, right, Hop? Or
Yeah.
There were more nitpicks than okay. Never mind. Then.
No,
Okay.
my only thing was like I was like, damn, I thought we were gonna see a whole battle or something.
Oh, so that was it? Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Nothing, nothing else. Like, no plots that you didn't like.
No, I mean, like I said, Yabushige was kind of useless until he played a bigger role in letting in the assassins in the 9th episode. But I mean, not really. I mean, other than that, I liked the show. But it was just that one thing where I was like, "Fuck, man, that shit left me wanting." That shit left me wanting more.
right. Like,
You know what I
like an
mean? I
actual
just
battle.
felt like some of the dialogue that I would pick up from characters and like certain conversations, all kind of fed into like that there was going to be this war between the armies and stuff like that. I don't know. I just kind of like started putting pieces together. I'm like, they're like it's typical. Like I'm like I see the foreshadowing. I see what they're saying. Like the whole thing where I forget what episode. I think it was episode 2.
But like, that's the thing is like they're alluding to a war happening, but it's already happening, girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mario, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're setting up for a war, but it's already happening under your noses. Like, there's already battles happening. Our this politic type shit. Like, okay, I won this battle. Cool. Like, you won this. You won that. Yabushige betraying me. You won this. You won that battle. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
I get it.
It's super. I don't know how to explain it.
Oh, I get it.
Okay. All right. What about you, Mario?
This is Johnny. But
Anything to add or?
nah, man. I just think that obviously this is a show that very much relies on how should I say it? The details.
Yeah.
So like if you don't really, it doesn't rely on action, even though it's in there. It's more dialogue, more story, more character, how invested you are in the characters, and that has to hit in a show like this. Because if the writing wasn't as good, if the story wasn't as good, then we would probably be sitting here like, yeah, man, there was very little action, but the story was weak, blah, blah, blah. This show's all right. But because you're so invested in the story, you're so invested in the character, you're so invested in the writing and how good it was, you give a fuck. So when the story progresses and you find out these details, like, oh my god, he's gonna do this, it's like it hits harder. You get excited. You're not excited like because like when Marco dies, we're like, what? No, you know what I mean. But it affects you because you're invested, because you've been through like I don't know how many episodes, and when that happens, you're like, oh shit, no, I don't want her to die. Like what the fuck? That's proof of good writing. That's good. That's proof of a good story and shit like that. And other than that, like I agree pretty much with everything what Hector said. I can't really add on to that if that makes sense. But no, that's pretty much it for me, man. You guys want to talk about anything else before we get into final rating?
I was about to say, I'm trying to think, like,
because I truly don't know negatives for this show.
I don't really see any negatives. I like the characters. I like their roles. The acting in the show was phenomenal. Even the cinematic shots. There's a bunch of cinematic shots as well.
There's a lot of obvious green screen. You notice that?
What, green screen?
Yeah, dude.
Like which part? Like what scene?
Like a bunch of scenes when they're outside, or when they were on the ocean.
Which part of the ocean? Like what scene?
Like when they're on the ships. You notice that's?
I never noticed it.
Yeah, dude. The green screen's very obvious.
I did not notice that.
Yeah,
we
dude.
could run it back. We could show me. But I never noticed it. I thought everything looked, at least to me, I thought everything looked good. I didn't really notice the green screen.
No, same
especially
here.
like whenever we did get those like gory like scenes, like that shit looked fucking fire and real. Like I didn't, even though obviously some of that is like CGI and shit. But it looked fire, bro. I mean, fuck. That shit looked fucking dope. What else? Everything. Is there any questions, though? Like, there's nothing else you were confused about?
No.
You sure? You got everything? Because it seemed like you struggled the most to try to keep up.
Yeah, dude, because...
So I just want to make sure.
No,
like, is there anything else?
got it.
Did we clear it?
It was more so just, like, names and shit and people. I was like, who was that again? Or who's that guy again?
It's tough.
Yeah, dude.
Especially because they're foreign names.
Yeah.
It's really tough to pronounce. And because they're tough to pronounce, it's hard to remember. Like, Buntaru.
Yeah, you finally got it right.
There you go, man. I'd like, because I want to say something else. Like, what the fuck? Okay, it's Buntaru. But that's his, like, his I remember they said, oh, that's his,
no,
like
it's
only his best friends.
It's his nickname. Yeah, it's a nickname.
So I forgot his real name.
No,
it's just,
yeah.
But I don't think that's a negative, Hob. That's just like,
what?
That's not.
What are you talking about?
The whole like, oh, I just don't know about the names, bro. I don't think that's a negative.
I never said it was a negative.
You make it seem like it is.
No, it's just like,
for
for me, it was just like hard to keep up. I'm like, fuck, bro, I don't know who this guy is or nothing. But it's not gonna affect my score.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's a stupid ass thing to affect.
Hey, you never know, Hob. What the fuck? You never know.
Like the green screen was fucking obvious, but that's not gonna play into my score when the story was fire.
Obvious, dude. I really want to see that now. Can we after this? Can you put?
I mean, dude, I'd have to like actually look for it. Yeah, dude. I can't remember which episodes it was.
What about you, Mario? Do you notice that?
Nah, I mean, screen? I never noticed green screen.
I never really noticed
the only time
either.
I noticed CGI was when it got gory. It's like, I can obviously tell it's CGI, but I'm like, it looks good for me.
Well, sure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But that's the only time. But I never noticed the green screen personally.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I
Oh
never
well,
noticed that.
well, you're talking about your score, how it didn't affect it. What is your score? Of
Oh,
Shogun?
you wanna
Oh,
go
do we
with
just
him
go
first?
into it?
Yeah,
All right.
And nobody has any more final thoughts?
I don't got any.
I mean, I don't really have any negatives, man.
No.
Me neither.
I really don't have any negatives. I mean, I think we talked about like the overall what the point was of the show, and I personally liked it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. There's nothing else I
here.
could add.
So
yeah,
then
if you
I-
want- yeah,
I go first?
Yeah.
I thought this
he
movie-
pointed it to you, bro. So
Yeah.
It's because he was talking about score. I'm like, ooh, nice transition. Talking about your score, I might as well give it.
Type of shit.
Yeah.
Segway master.
Segway master.
It's funny.
But
For me,
But go ahead.
that's like the
go
typical
ahead.
bullshit that we do. That's just like the how do we transition? I don't know.
Oh yeah, man, her death really affected me. But your score, bro.
Anyways, man, I'm glad I saw her fuck. But anyways, go ahead. Bro, like I don't know how else to segue.
transition.
It's so awkward. Like when you have conversations like that, it's so weird. Like how do you segue?
No,
from
you
that?
can't. That's
You
the,
just
that's
can't.
the how you do it.
You just got to be like, all right. But anyways, I have yours. On.
Yeah, that's how you. Yeah, there's just no other way.
All right, for real, Hal. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But no, dude, I thought this show was really good. I thought it was fire. I was hooked from the beginning. The politics, the dialogue, the story was all really, really good. I liked everyone in it. I thought everyone did a very good job. I give props to the acting, to the writing, and everything. I thought this show was fire. The only negative that I can really pull is that I thought that this conclusion was going to lead to a battle, especially when I kind of picked up dialogue in certain aspects of the show that were kind of like foreshadowing to
Oh,
one.
I guess you wanted more action too. You could say that, like that's another negative, right?
Not really. I mean,
Oh, no?
I mean, what I got in the show was fine. I just thought it was going to lead up to a battle.
Okay.
But the lack of action, not really. I mean, I didn't require more action.
Oh, okay.
That's not really an issue. I thought that I was going to get a battle, per se. Like, I know this shit was not going to be John Wick. Like, I didn't expect this to be a John... Like, no. I thought it was going to lead to a big battle of armies as its conclusion. Given that, like, how early on in the show you see the beef brewing between Ishido and Toranaga. And, like, the whole dialogue of... I forget who that fucking lady was, bro. Who cares? But he's having a conversation with some lady, and he's like, nah, man, I refuse to be Shogun. And it's like, what the fuck is a Shogun? And then, like, someone explains it. It's like, oh, it's like when he's a commander-in-chief in an army. And I'm like, come on, girl, he refuses it. But he's going to be it anyways, because he's going to lead an army. Oh, no, that didn't happen. But I know, he get it. He becomes it, kind of. Yeah. But for me, I thought it was going to go in a direction where, like, he refuses it, but then, unfortunately, he comes across it. He gets pinned into a corner. I'm like, I have to be Shogun. I have to go into to war or whatever. And I honestly thought that he was going to do it after the death of his son. Or like he has no choice and be like, you know what, I gotta avenge my son. I gotta finish his work. I don't know, something,
but
right?
he explains it as well in the show. Like it wouldn't be, because even the people, even his supporters, are like, yo, bro, Crimson Sky, let's do it. And he's like, bro, that's if we do that, it's suicide, because we're outnumbered.
Right.
I wouldn't win.
Right.
So because due to that, he's like, because of that, he couldn't necessarily do it, and he became Shogun differently.
I know.
Smartest way.
But for me, I thought I was going to see a battle because I don't know. I just thought that's how it's gonna go down.
I get you.
Based on the trailers, based on like the action, just based on like foreshadowings, like I had a feeling I'm like, okay, it's gonna lead to this. And when it didn't, it left me wanting more. But that's really it. I mean, it was just that I thought it was going to be a battle, and you know, if they want to clutch, give me a season 2, I'll take it.
That's where I disagree.
I feel needing
I don't
of a
think
battle.
this shit needs a season 2.
But I mean, we'll see, because clearly there's story to tell, obviously in real life events. And the creator said we don't plan on making a season 2, but we're open to. I mean, I guess it just depends on how it goes. We'll play it by ear, but they have no plans whatsoever unless under contract. FX is like,
Yeah. Hopefully they don't though, man.
I don't
It's gonna
know.
be risky when like they don't have source material. To
that's the problem, because that's what happened with Game of Thrones. That's like the last 2 seasons went trash because they had no source material to base off of. They had caught up with all the novels. So you're right. Who knows? I mean, unless source material, just look at history. Could also do that
That's
and just
true.
put your own spin to it by changing the names or like changing certain things, like you know, like typical Hollywood. They don't exactly tell the story how
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
They fabricate it for entertainment. So I don't know. I don't require season 2. The show's okay. It's fine as it is. It's just if it stay like this, that's fine. And I still think the show's fire. It sucked. I'm like, I wanted a battle, but that's it. Other than that, the show is fire.
Yeah.
I have this up here, bro, tied with Invincible.
Oh shit. Okay.
For me, I'm like, which one? Like, to me, they're both like, when right now we're in April, we have a rest of the year for TV shows and stuff, right? But for me, I have them up too as like,
like one of the best shows.
as the ones that I've seen that are the best so far.
Oh, okay.
I have them up there. All the other shows that I've seen are good, but like these are the two where I'm like, these two are the tones on top.
Mario, did you watch Invincible?
He
Oh
said
yeah,
he
yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah.
Would you? We'll get to them, I guess. Okay.
No, yeah, he said
Infinite-
he said he gave Invincible a 9. Remember, we had that conversation. It
Oh,
was
did
off
he?
pod.
Oh.
It was off pod, but he said he liked it and he enjoyed it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man, I mean,
Your final verdict, final rating.
yeah, I mean, I'd probably give Shogun a 9.
Nice. All right, 9.
Yeah, bro.
Still, hey man, it's fire, bro. Mario, you want to go next? Since I was gonna ask you already.
All right. Basically,
Actually, yeah. Since it's your turn, what do you think? Do you would you put this up there with like? Are you stuck between Invincible and this show?
no.
Oh shit. Okay.
No.
just
No,
wanted to
man.
ask.
No, this show does everything right that I love in just the film industry, where it entertains me from beginning to end. Every episode was like almost an hour-long episode.
That's true.
But
That's true.
when I finished it, it only felt like, yo,
That's true.
that shit felt short.
It
Like,
didn't really feel that.
I was like, well, dude, it's been 40 minutes, 45 minutes?
Yeah.
That bitch felt like 35, 30. Like, God damn. And if I feel like that throughout the entirety of your show from beginning to end, that's an amazing thing you just did to a viewer, right?
Yeah.
And, everything I think here is amazing. I don't think it's just good. I think it's amazing or damn near perfect. The acting, the visuals, the story, the writing, the way you're invested with each character, the set pieces, bro. Some of these locations, I'm like, yo, they built this shit. And it looks amazing. And it proves to help the show immensely. With that being said, man, I think this show I'm about to give it a 10. I think it's that good.
nice. I mean, what else? What else can I add? I mean, I can't really add to anything, but this show being fucking. Hey, man, this show lit as fuck, bro. I haven't seen. I mean, obviously, I haven't seen Invisible, so I can't compare that. I mean, also we got the Bear coming soon.
Oh yeah.
That shit better be fire.
Yeah, dude. There's quite a few shows. That's why I said like right now, Invincible and Shogun are up there as like what
Yeah.
I've seen that's the best.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. I haven't really checked out other shows. Like, I haven't checked out the Percy Jackson shit. I know.
I'm not watching that.
No, that shows that
I'm not
was
like
a legend.
Ted or something. I know
was a letdown,
season 3, part 2 of Chucky came out as well.
Yeah, I didn't want. I'm not up to date with that shit.
What
either.
else? Knuckles recently came out. I'm actually gonna check that out. I'm not sure if we're gonna review it, guys. Same thing with Fallout. I'm gonna check it out. Not sure I'm gonna review it. So it's really tough for me to
No, I know.
compare this show
I
with
know,
everything
I know,
else because
I know.
I haven't
You haven't seen much.
exactly, which I'm going to.
The top 10.
But as of right now, obviously it's up there, girl.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
By default.
by default, type
Because it's
shit.
the only thing you've seen.
There's another show I actually want to watch as well that came out January of this year,
Oh.
which is
Netflix.
on Netflix. It's
The Brother's Son.
Brother's Son.
That's the one I want to watch.
Which one's that one again? Can you
That was
remind
like
me?
it was like an action. Well, it has the chick from Everything Everywhere All at Once. The mom.
I
It
heard
was like
about
an
that.
action. It was like an action.
Oh yeah, I forgot
series.
about that, bro.
Oh.
I forgot. No, that's not the one I was talking about. But I
Live
forgot
action.
about that.
Live action.
It was-
Avatar.
No, that's another show I didn't really watch. I mean, Mario, do I need to like know the lore and shit to watch
No,
No, that one.
that? Can I watch that naked?
because it's a retelling.
It's retelling the first season.
It's retelling.
All right, well, I gotta check that one. No, the one that I was interested in was Berlin, and it's set in the universe of Money Heist.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys seen that Money Heist before.
I've never seen it. You've recommended it. I know. Yeah, you've made that face before. I know.
It's 10 out of 10, girl. Money Heist, fire, bro.
I've been told.
I put my parents on. I put my brother on.
I know. I've been told.
You
I've
gotta
been
watch
told.
it,
I know.
girl.
I know.
You dumb hoe,
And I haven't seen Beef either.
bro. Beef is really fucking good. Too.
Honestly, bro, shows that came out last year, I'm not fucking watching until I'm caught up with this show at this year at least.
How many shows do you have lined up?
Everything you mentioned.
You're gonna watch Percy Jackson?
No, not
and
that.
Ted
And Ted.
Chucky.
Not Chucky.
Chucky's
Chucky's too far back. That's like 4. That's like 3 seasons.
okay.
behind.
Fallout and
Fallout. I'm in the. I started.
Airbender.
I'll watch that later on. Yeah.
Knuckles.
Knuckle. That's a must.
I got you.
I gotta
Is
figure that-
is the Penguin show coming out this year?
It's this year.
It's this
We don't know
year, yeah.
when.
Fuck.
It just is 2024.
Okay.
There's no month or date. But
Yeah,
that's
I
this
get it.
year
I get
too.
it. Dude, that better be a 10, girl.
And
That
the
better
Bear.
be fire. And the Bear.
And the Boys season 4.
Which I still that's on you guys right there. Fuck. I'm slacking, bro.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, okay. Anyways, guys, to my rating, man, I'm gonna give this a 10, man. Shogun's fucking fire, man.
Mm-hmm.
Masterpiece, bro. I loved it throughout, like from beginning
Yeah.
to end, bro. It's so fucking good, man.
Yeah, man.
And hopefully, I mean, we'll see, bro. If the Bears fire, bro, shit.
It's gonna be hella contenders,
You never know,
bro.
man. The Bear, fucking the Penguin.
Penguin.
Oh shit.
It's gonna be
You got to
tough.
catch up with the
gonna be
boys, dude. Because
I know,
because season 4 of the boys and Invincible too.
Yeah, I'm fucking.
Tell you, man, those are good.
It's just,
bro. They're good.
it's because I want to watch them, dude. But like, I want to make sure,
You have
like
no time.
that, and I want to make sure, like if I watch them, we can review for Cape shit because it's like fresh in my mind. Because if I just watch them now, and then by the time we like review them for Cape shit, it's like, dang, I might have to rewatch them again. Does that make sense?
Then again, the problem is when we do HRV awards, you're not gonna have enough shows on your list to do a top 10.
That's facts. I mean, I think it'll just be those two that are out. I might have to. If not, I mean, last year we did a top 5, didn't we?
I can't remember.
I don't know.
shows.
I think we just did I think we just did the shows that we had.
Well, I did a top 10. You guys did the top 5.
Yeah, you watched more. I think I did a top 5.
And like half a show was anime. That doesn't count.
No, that was the first year.
I'm kidding.
He said that doesn't count, baby. I mean, I get it. That's fair.
yeah. Well,
That was
They're
the
shows.
first HRV awards. The second one, I made it a point because I know it would piss off Hob to not include that shit as much.
What?
Not include anime. Even though I think I did.
The fuck?
I think I-
why would
I
that
don't-
piss me off?
Because you disrespect anime, Hob.
As a joke, I don't watch it.
Nah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Now
Slider.
he's got Japan's blood in his fucking system now.
What?
Japan's
blood.
Oh, my
Japan's
God.
blood.
The Japan.
Mario going to Tokyo and shit. He finna vlog it.
Hey, you want me to
You
do
better
that?
vlog it.
He's not gonna.
You better fucking vlog
He
it,
doesn't know how to
Mario.
work the camera,
Oh, my God.
Mario, like, don't be shy, bro. Here's the thing: even if you walk around there with a camera and shit,
bro. No one's gonna
like,
say
no,
nothing.
like they're gonna be like, oh, tourist American.
Dude, that's Russian.
I don't give a shit. Tourist American. I don't give a shit. Anybody can get it. Tourist American is it.
Nah,
Anybody
bro.
could get it.
Nah, dude. What the hell?
Anybody could get it, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, my God.
I'm just making
When
whatever
was the
accent.
last time Osama
Oh,
was
my-
in fucking Japan, bro?
Who?
Osama.
Osama.
Bin
Oh, my
Laden.
God.
Osama bin Laden was in Japan.
Oh,
oh,
you made an
oh.
accent,
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
bro. What the?
Hey,
fuck?
Osama bin Laden, bro. He got smoked. He got smoked, boy. You got
Oh
hit with
my
that Uncle
God.
Sam lead.
Osama bin Laden.
You got hit with that Uncle Sam lead, bro. From our tax dollars.
That's funny.
That's
as
funny.
Shit, dude.
Technically, we killed him.
Shout out Obama.
Technically, we have what's it called? Like shared like we kind of killed him though, because those rounds, those missiles from our tax money.
Yeah, bro.
Facts.
So I could technically go around and say I killed that motherfucker. Like I take credit to that.
I gave the
Osama bin
bullet to
Laden.
the guy that pulled the trigger.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said I gave the bullet to the guy that pulled the trigger.
Hey, that's fair enough.
Use this one.
Fair enough. Fair enough, right?
Because your fingerprints are on it.
For real. dude.
For real.
Use this.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a movie where he had like a name on a bullet. What is that? Wanted? No.
A name?
Like he would write the person's name on the bullet and he kills him.
Oh, that I don't
I
know.
don't
That
remember.
sounds
Later, put in the
familiar.
yeah, right. Put in the comments, guys. I don't know what the fuck. But anyways, yeah. Recap. How gave it a 9. Mario and I gave it a 10. Phenomenal show, guys. You guys got to definitely check. I mean, if you already listened to this pod, you probably already checked it out. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.
Peace.
See you.